Hi. If this is your first time watching, welcome. We're a group of mostly normal friends all sharing a love for Dungeons & Dragons that have decided to put our game on the internet live for all of you to watch each week. We are currently on the continent of Anadar in the world of Urson, a fantasy world that I have been creating for my entire life that I'm sharing with others for the very first time. Our game is very house rule oriented and a large quantity of things within it are homebrewed, so please keep that in mind as some things may go directly against what you see in the official source books, but that's the beauty of Dungeons & Dragons. The core rules are a set of guidelines that every group can strictly follow, modify to their liking, or completely ignore, and all three of those groups are playing correctly. So tonight we have our first regular giveaway that we're doing, which is probably rattling like crazy in the microphone. And it is a set of dice. They're called Gemini, the Black Starlight Red. So they're pretty sweet. There's a picture of them on all of our social stuff and on Discord as well. That giveaway will happen around the halfway point of tonight's stream, and it'll be basically you just have to get a code word and put it into the chat, and then we'll hit a button and it'll trigger it based on whoever put it in. So definitely hang out for that, and you might win yourself something for free tonight. So without further ado, we'll get into the episode for tonight. So switch cameras there for me, buddy, and we are going to start. So. And actually, the map camera would be the ideal one at this point, because we are going to start right on the path where we left off last time. Last episode, we had a bunch of issues, so we weren't able to really dive into the story, but our adventurers all met up with a mysterious drow figure calling them to a random house in the city of Feldar that has been experiencing a series of missing persons after a series of missing livestock, and our adventurers have been tasked with heading out and finding out what it is. At the very end of the last episode, we were able to get recorded of that. Bryn had headed out towards the western edge of town and had found a smooth trail, knocked over a bunch of saplings and undergrowth. It was all kind of flattened in a winding, twisting path that you can see here on the stream right now, and that all of you guys can see on your computers, which I was having pull up. So if you guys would like to go ahead and sort things out, we're going to go ahead and assume that you guys had all met up at the beginning of the path, just because eventually that was where you would end up anyway. So here we are. What do you guys want to do? Or how do you want to approach the situation?
What have you found?
There seems to be this serpentine path through the forest. I think we're dealing with a large snake-type creature.
Hmm.
Well,
I guess that would be eating people.
It could. Livestock.
Oh yeah.
We should have perhaps asked more questions. I was too busy stuffing my face. Well, you know where we're going.
Following this trail.
Lead on.
Alrighty, who's going to be leading? Will Bryn be leading and
I guess this
tracking up
pretty
it?
obvious.
It's super obvious, but are you going to be kind of helming it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So I've got you targeted as this guy, the green one, because it makes sense.
Sure.
And then the sword out, shield on is our knight. And then we have Mazikeen as well. Is this the order you guys want to be in?
Correct.
Or do you want to have...
Would you mind me being in the back? That way we don't get attacked from behind.
Okay, perfect. You can do that.
While we are here, if I could, I would like to call out for Lemore.
Okay, perfect. So how do you do so?
I clutch my necklace and I pray really hard. Lemore, are you there?
You don't get any immediate response.
Okay.
Would I hear her?
I do say it out loud.
Yeah, if she says it out loud, you would hear it.
Should I roll, or should I just know who Lemore is?
You can ask her. But you just outright you would not know, and there's no way for you to figure it out either. This is a weird scenario where
so
it's just somebody that she knows.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not a deity.
Yeah, it's somebody that she knows.
Okay. Well.
Just, whoa, who are you talking
tell me
to?
That.
Right.
Or perhaps someone she knows. I'm not sure.
If you ask, are you asking out loud?
No.
Okay.
I just look back quizzically and continue on.
I look around, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. Shall we continue?
Okay.
Yep.
We move along.
Okay. Is there anything specific you guys want to check out, like on the edges of the path or anything along those lines?
Keeping an eye out
Okay.
to the left and to the right, and on our flanks.
Okay. Do you want to make a perception roll for that?
I do.
Okay.
Perception. 15.
Perfect. We'll keep that in mind. So, thankfully, nothing happens here at the first issue spot. And then you continue on.
So do we see any evidence of...
What you see continually is just this,
Same trail.
and then there's these, like, as you're climbing up the hillside here now, you're starting to see, as you can see on the map, pieces of rock and like boulders, things like that are becoming more prevalent as you get more up into the kind of the hill country. If you imagine even like around our area here,
Okay.
you see the hills and it's got like the rock just kind of jutting out of it, stuff like that. That's kind of what the type of area you're in. As I'd said before, it's that time of year that's kind of like March, where it's still sort of kind of winter sometimes, and then it's sort of kind of spring to where it's colder out or brisk out, but then when the sun's fully out, you're warmed and you don't feel freezing or frigid or anything like that. There's greenery all around you. Spring has kind of started to come through. The flowers are starting to bloom. There's mushrooms growing around, things like that. It's a very like dense forest as well, as is intended to be represented by the amount of trees I put on the map, and which is why I couldn't upload the whole thing all at once. But so as you guys continue on, you still come across nothing at even the next little spot here. And Mazikeen, as you walk past these two rocks, I want you to make a perception check.
Perception. Okay, let's go with the big die. Okay, 11 would be 9. Or sorry, 12. Perception.
Okay.
I looked at the wrong one.
Perception.
Apologies. That's lame.
What was that?
That's
Foul beast is that?
All right, and then you guys come to the edge of the map, and we're going to switch maps now because, like I said, this is supposed to continue all the way up. So, Zach, I believe you'll have to do this as well. There's a little, up by the zoom in the top right corner, there's a little blue thing. Click on that, and then the one that's to the right of the one that we're currently on. Click on that to open it up.
Scene transition.
yes.
Oh, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to grab the characters again.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, got the little black one on there too. That was a placeholder.
out of the city.
Peaceful.
Peaceful. You said well.
I did. I love it out here, though. I'm not much for the city, though.
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one who's really comfortable in the city.
I've never lived with a proper roof over my head.
You didn't seem like the type.
Pick that up, did you?
Yeah.
So, as a druid, do you live in a tree or a hut or something?
When needed.
When needed, okay.
Unfamiliar area, unsafe trees.
Oh.
I can't find the one. I had a knight character and I can't find it now. Whatever, this is close enough. I think this one's a woman, actually. Actually, I think the first one was a woman anyways. Our Dragonborn
Doesn't matter.
has switched genders on us. So also,
They're
You know,
magical,
the
though.
word for dragon in Valyrian
our
is
druids
not,
switched as well.
is not actually, doesn't have gender, so,
Well, there we go.
yeah.
Perfect.
Or was it prince? I don't know.
So, yeah. As you guys walk ahead, you're unfortunately not going to be able to really be as surprised as I wanted you to be because I can't hide stuff properly on Roll20 for some reason. Still getting used to it, so.
Because it does have a fog ward, right?
It does, but it blacks out the whole thing. So, I could have blacked out these little spots, and then you've been like, "Oh, what's in those little spots?" So it would have been that kind of silly thing. But I'm also kind of meant to like put them like over here or something and keep them off the map, but it just didn't work. But anyways, as you guys walk up past a couple other small boulders, you notice ahead of you there's a tree that's been felled across the path. Can you drop the map down a little bit there? Thank you. And then you're not on the right scene. So on that map, over there, yeah, so go over there. And then the blue little checkbox thing up in the top right corner. Yeah, it'll be left of the chat, right by the zoom area.
Okay.
So click on that. It'll drop a menu down, and then click on the one that says players. It's got the red on it. That one. And that'll take you to the right spot, and then you can get up to the encounter area.
Oh, I see.
Perfect.
This one.
So that's the benefit of having the extra screen up here, because now I can have just the stream stuff up there and be able to see what's going on. But anywho, as you guys come upon the kind of largest cluster of boulders you've seen bordering where this path has gone, there's a tree fallen across the path. You notice some rustling in the bushes. You hear some rocks fall as you start to approach. And how are you going to deal with that? How are you going to situate yourselves as you hear that? Okay.
Ready my staff.
Perfect.
I ready my weapon as well.
And are you guys going to move in any particular situation, or are you going to all stay grouped together like that?
We should perhaps spread out a bit.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly what we're dealing with.
Prefer not to be up front.
Okay, I'll take point here.
Okay, so you are taking points. So you're going up like that. So we're kind of switching to where you two are kind of maybe this type of situation, a bit of a triangle type of attack.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, you hear a horn blow, and as that happens,
Oh no.
3 hill people jump off
Ew, people.
out of the bush and over the rocks and block your path. They're not advancing, they're just completely blocking your path and then just like kind of staring at you.
Do they speak the common tongue?
Talk to them.
Who goes there?
That was weird. So I don't think the stream can hear this right now because of the way the audio is set up. Next week, you guys will actually be able to hear this. But right as you said that, and I was gonna respond with a ooh, oh, it did that on the audio. That was awesome.
Okay.
But so that's the response you get. It's kind of a ooh, like it's like a language, but it's more guttural and it's very clearly not common.
Okay.
So
It's probably not Elvish or Sylvan either.
No, it's kind of a weird dialect that's just their natural one. You would actually have a little bit of experience with this just from needing to know these types of people because, I mean, we're still in the Shifting Forest right now. So this is part of your domain. So you would actually you wouldn't know any of these individuals, but you would know that they're kind of like, they're not being exactly aggressors yet, but they're basically trying to take stuff from you. They want to take your money or take you hostage or something like that. So that's kind of the demeanor that they have. These 3 that have popped out here to block the path, and they are slowly going to start walking towards you. They're all going to be kind of like cautiously, just like coming up, weapons drawn, but not like pointed directly at you, just kind of ready to see what you're going to do, and then this to each other, and then they just kind of look at you, specifically you, because you've got the garb of the woodlands. You're wearing the dark browns and greens, and they look at you and like,
Hello, friends.
Oh, yeah.
How can we help you?
Oh, yeah.
believe
I have
What
nothing.
do
he
you-
wants
Danger!
something.
Go one step further.
Boy!
Apparently they only want to talk to me. I just cautiously approach.
Kima!
You want the dragon?
Kima!
Sword.
Kima!
No, my sword. My sword.
Do I have food on me?
Do you?
That's a good question. We never really discussed the whole like food situation.
I mean, you would have standard
I've got
rations based on the fact
yeah.
that you have your normal stuff, so.
I offer my rations.
So one of them, not the one that was actually being as obnoxious, like he's kind of the center one,
I'm just kinda, like,
a
hold it
little
in my
bit bigger.
hand.
The one kind of scuttles up to you and just like, and just starts eating it by themselves, just like ignoring the whole fight.
I would like to offer food in my hand, and if it comes up to take it, I touch their hand.
Oh, okay. So the other one would come up, and it would. So is that what you're gonna do?
Yes.
Okay.
You know the move.
So yeah, go ahead and it is what it is. So roll the
Yes.
damage on it.
All right. So the damage, and we decided we're doing the full
This the D6.
just one.
Do 1d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
1d6. We'll go with the pink one because it's so pretty. 6.
Holy shit. That's
Here's my
amazing.
food offering.
Okay, so wow. So this is basically okay. That's awesome. The moment that the one on the left kind of scuttles up to Mazikeen, reaches out and goes to grab the food, you see her just right on top of its hand, and the creature just goes. Falls to the ground and is in a ball, just like holding its arm like it has just had a piercing fire shoot up into its shoulders, and it's just writhing in pain. At that moment, I need you guys to all roll initiative because the rest of them are now going to be enticed.
16.
One.
Okay.
And then for you. Ooh, okay, hold up here. I actually have these really cool initiative cards. You guys may have seen them here.
Yeah.
They're from Arcane Goods. They're like super cheap too. They're only like $5 or something. And they are a really nice way to track initiative because they're all dry erase. So you can get like the hit points and stuff on the backside of them. It's like here.
Ah.
So, yeah. But, okay, so I have to get these three guys' cards out. I should have made these ones in advance. I knew this encounter was going to happen. So, this is what I get,
So we
though.
had no way of avoiding it.
I mean, you almost did, actually. But, oh my god, there's a giant on the map. Get out of here.
That's the real challenge. Woo.
Yeah.
Giant snack.
That's hilarious, though. So we have somebody that you guys haven't seen yet. I'm just gonna call it that. And he has. Where did I put his? So he's got. His ace is that, and these ACs are that, and this is the third one here. Okay.
You kind of done it now.
I just gave them what
Why would you do that?
I gave them what they
Done it
wanted.
now.
Right.
So my whole thing
They
is
did
here.
not like that.
No, like the other ones immediately, like weapons come up. I mean, they are ready to go right now,
My whole thing is
100%.
just my quarterstaff. I'm going to be going non-lethal because I know these.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you know of these
Not-
types of
right.
people, and you've already kind of had a bit of a engagement so far. So,
Right.
Okay. So we have anybody who's 25 to 20 on initiative. Okay, and then we have 20 to 15. Okay, where are you at?
16, I'm in the middle.
So you got 16.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna stack these up here. They probably won't be on the stream, but
Yeah.
they might be
Okay,
because
that's kinda cool.
you've actually been beaten. still can't believe you did that much damage. I need to mark that too.
Good thing you dropped it down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I do still keep that whiteboard though, so I can just easily mark off like total damage instead of trying to erase and rewrite stuff though. So 15 to 10? No?
Oh, yes,
15 to
yes.
15 to 10? Where 10?
10.
12.
12. Okay. So we have. Okay, that's easy then. So we got 12. Piece of maze, and then Bran is there, and then I'm almost out of stuff. And then these guys are just after you guys. That's convenient. I erased that right as I put up. Fuck it. There's 3 of them after you guys. So perfect.
B3.
So what?
B3.
B3?
Is that a dude or?
That is what happens next.
We'll find out.
So this one here that I'm jiggling back and forth is, which I think I actually have to move to do that.
Yep.
So that one is on the ground, writhing in pain.
Okay.
It's prone, so it's any attacks on it would be at advantage. And then as that happens, a much larger version that's more, he looks the same, still scruffy, dirty, pale skin that's been sun weathered just by being a life outside.
Okay.
He comes over and just like growling, just bursts out of the bushes, jumps off, plants a foot onto the onto one of the rocks, jumps off and comes down to attack Maze for hurting his buddy. So he's going to make an attack with his spear. He comes into range, doesn't leave it. So he just kind of jumps right down the middle of you guys because you're right there. So he's making an attack with his spear, and your AC is 12. Okay, so that does hit with a 14, and I need to track you down here. Why did it stop? Perfect. So 14, and with the spear, it's going to be, yeah, it makes sense there. Come here. Again, this is some of the stuff that I was like, I really wish I'd have done this beforehand, and I wish I hadn't stacked all my D6s in this little box that perfectly holds D6s. So, 1 point of damage.
Yes.
that's good. So, perfect.
I mean, every little bit adds up.
Right.
It does.
Yeah, that's very true. So, perfect. So, then we are on to Kaleth Struts. What
Well,
would you be doing?
that looks a right good fight. So I just turn
Again.
and hit with
Okay,
sword.
just swing your sword right in.
A great sword right at the big one.
Perfect. Go ahead and make your attack.
Grand total of 23.
Yeah, what the hell? That hits.
23.
Yeah, no, that
Don't think
Yeah.
you needed to look for that one.
that hits.
You know,
High math.
big guy.
It's pretty wildly hits. he's a hill person.
10 damage.
Jesus Christ! What did you just use?
Great sword.
Okay, perfect.
Big dude.
4, 5,
Shiny
6,
sword does
7,
more
8.
damage.
Yeah, right. It's because you
I
shined it.
shined the sword. I polished the sword. It did damage.
Nice. 1, 2, 3,
Flawless
4,
logic
5,
here.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Okay.
As I've been stabbed, I'm like, well, he did tell us shiny sword does more damage.
Right.
I just yell out, "Don't hurt them!"
Okay. Yeah. Then we have Maze.
Bit too late for that.
Right. I mean, the
Don't
shiny
hurt
sword
them.
glitters through the sky and just
I don't know. That,
right across
I don't
him,
know that you
hits
guys
him
are
across the
murderous
chest.
lot.
Right.
Tell your in-laws to stop attacking.
I was trying, and then you grabbed one.
For food. So, he doesn't want us to hurt them. It's probably too late for talking, right? Because they can't understand us. So
You're
I don't
welcome to
understand
try
them.
anything you'd like to try.
Don't really have... Man, I am not. Okay, so quickly I ask Bryn, what do these things fear?
What all men fear.
That's not helpful.
Yeah.
Snakes and
Spiders, women.
Very big swords.
Yeah.
Because I have
Right, a sword,
Death.
dragons.
What do you fear? They probably fear the same.
I would like...
They just want food.
I think I know. They're probably aware of what's in here, so if I can I do thaumaturgy to cast possibly the sound of a giant snake behind them, like it's coming at us?
So like just a really like a loud like
Like a loud hiss, in the like it's coming behind them because they're all focusing on us.
yeah.
That's what I would like to try to do. The range is 30 feet for up to a minute.
Well, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to hit them, and it'll sound like a creature that is a snake of
Yes.
large size is coming down the path, knocking down the bushes and stuff, and just like you've heard a snake before. So
Yes.
it's making that kind of hissing in the bushes type sound.
Yes.
And what kind of effects are we looking at on that? Is it just you're making the noise and seeing if it happens? Is that the way we would be doing that?
Yeah, it just says it booms up to 3 times as loud for normal. Flames of Flicker don't do.
Customer wonder.
I could cause harmless tremors in the ground, and the instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice within range.
Okay.
Obviously, such as rumble, thunder, cry of a raven.
So your range is 30 feet, so
Yes.
that means that you could put it, behind them. So
And this
all
will
means,
last 1
On the
minute.
other side of that, it sounds like something's coming down the path.
Yes, I want to sound like it's coming here, and they'll be able to feel like a harmless tremor, so they could feel it.
So they feel
and hear it.
like it's happening, like it's on the way kind of thing.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So when that happens, you see all of them. The big ones kind of just like side glances, like the rest of them are like the other 3 just kind of, except for the one she kicked the shit out of already. He's like starting to kind of come back too. Like his eyes are kind of like he's just freaked out. Like that one's just mortified of everything, just really kind of crazed right now, not understanding what happened to it. I just realized I put that over, yeah. So, but not realizing what happened to itself, and just like hearing this sound coming up, it's just freaking out. But they are still present. They are still there. So that would be.
That was my action.
Yeah, that's your action. Do you want to do a bonus action of any kind?
Can it? How far is Kale from me?
You see 10 feet roughly.
Um,
No, he's he would be a step. He's a step away.
If I can, I would like to move close to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no,
So,
I
like,
don't think I could do that.
you
I was wanting to cast resistance, but I already cast that, so I can't
Yeah,
cast
he
it.
cast.
I will back up near
Okay.
Bryn, actually behind him if I can.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could like run away if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you.
Well,
how far
he
you
doesn't
wanna
want
go.
me to hurt him, so I will.
You want to be right beside Bryn?
Yes.
Okay. So does that spot look good?
Yep.
Perfect. And is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Okay, Bryn, you are up now.
So they weren't scared off by the...
No, they're like scared and like, well, we're kind of in the middle of something. Can't really do anything here because it's what's here and what might be here is kind of like tearing at their emotions. They're not sure what they want to do, but they're like, we have to stay alive and this is an immediate threat. So they're staying there to like be ready.
I kind of whispered to Bryn, clearly they don't fear their own death.
Maybe if you tell them to get behind us, we'll protect them. Can you speak with them?
You'd be able to
certainly
minorly
try.
speak with them. They would not necessarily respect you or anything like that, but you would have some form of like you'd be able to communicate on some level with them.
Or run?
Could they be
we've got this.
considered beasts?
No, they are
Humanoid.
they are humans. They're just like feral humans.
So can't speak with animals. Gotcha.
If you tell them, run, we've got this.
But like basic things, like if you were to say, run, like the standard commands and things like that. You'd be able to say things like
That's
that.
what I was gonna try.
Yeah.
Run. Can I do like intimidation's not gonna work?
You might need a point
try.
away. Like,
You could do intimidation. You could do see.
Woof.
Can I persuade them?
Persuasion would work too. Yeah, I would say that. I would say so because I mean you're trying to.
What is this, 3.5?
You're trying to get them to go somewhere,
Right.
so you're trying to persuade them to stop doing what they're doing. So that makes sense to me. Yeah.
That there's a snake behind them.
yes.
It would like going that route. Like if Maze was doing it, it would be deception basically. Would be the role for that.
True.
But since he's just like, as far as he knows, it's happening too. You know.
I say, does that affect me too?
I mean, like you would have heard it for sure.
Right, and then she didn't.
But if she didn't have any like
You
real
guys
like
wouldn't
motions,
see it. You would see me because I could just project it. So you thought I was just clutching my wound.
Gotcha. I can't add to the effect well with Druidcraft, I don't think. All right, yeah, I'll just try and
persuade him. Okay.
that sweet -1 bonus.
Is there a possible way I could assist him?
10.
Because we're trying to be like,
Okay,
there's
what
a
are
snake
there?
right there. What's that?
Not, and I don't think it's gonna be necessary. Because they are. What was the roll? Or what was the overall?
Overall 10.
They actually succeed on that. They kind of look at you like why? Like, why, what? And they're kind of surprised that you're even speaking to them. Like, even though it's not good, it's like, you imagine someone who just starts taking Spanish classes, trying to like get the accent down. It's like that kind of thing where the accent doesn't quite match up. And they're just like, what the? Like, this guy talks to me?
Walk up and lightly whack the closest one. Be
You
like,
can walk up and lightly whack the closest one, but you're going to just kind of like prod them, not actually try to like swat them with
I don't
the staff or
necessarily.
anything.
I don't want to do like.
You're not aiming to do
lethal
damage
here.
but you may do some damage because that's the way I look at it. Is it would be like an
I got a
attack roll.
quarterstaff. It's not.
Like,
it's not a sword.
roll an
wise master just
So,
smacking the student.
yeah.
Like, get
make an attack roll on it, and we'll just see what happens from there.
Hot rolls tonight.
I gently
13.
poke.
13?
Then it dies.
Okay, that's funny. So, what's roll? Yeah, roll damage too, because I mean you whacked him. So,
Did that hit their armor?
yeah, it did.
Oh.
Yep, it definitely hit.
D6.
I was hoping it would be low so that he could dodge it.
what armor?
That's a 6.
6. God, you guys
We
are
stumbled
walloping the
into a
shit out
very
of these
awkward
guys.
family reunion.
Is this D8 that's under? Is that like?
So that
D8 in
is,
parentheses?
it's a certain type of
I
thing.
think it's if you use it like two-handed.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what
if
I
you're
figured.
two-handed,
Yeah, if you
because
use
like his
one-handed,
sword
it's D6.
should have the same
Well,
kind of thing.
my sword is two-handed.
No, you're just straight up great
Can't
sword.
swing it one-handed.
Okay,
It's
It's a great sword,
right?
not a long sword.
Right.
I see.
That's why I rolled 2 dice.
Right, that makes
That's
makes
what I
sense.
figured. I was just.
One for each hand.
Big sword.
Cool. Okay,
Big scaly sword boy.
so that's 6 on that one.
Hopefully persuade them to get.
So this one, you hit it and it's like just completely dazed, like it's trying to regain its senses. So it's not going to listen to you because it has no idea what's even going on anymore.
Smart fellow.
Yeah, you just walloped it's knocked it senseless. So now it is their completely misconstrued turn. So yeah, so this one that I can't seem to select. There we go. That Maze knocked up to the ground is going to get up and kind of like look around, look at the big leader that was right beside him. The leader is going to kind of grab him like and throw him towards Maze, and he's going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3. He's going to kind of like I can't think of the correct word, but in a scared manner, like yeah, I guess I have to do this kind of thing, and he is going to make an attack.
Did he cross into attack of opportunity, or was that?
He was over
He was
there, so
off
he's
to the
outside
side.
of what is your reach? It's only 5 feet, right?
It's 5,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know if you had anything crazy extra.
Should I be
Damn.
one closer to that guy? Or?
I didn't move
great sword.
you. I moved. Well,
Not so shiny anymore.
yeah.
The
So
messes there, it matters,
yeah, you
but-
should, I guess, be
only
because
got
yeah,
5
because you
legs.
moved into
That's
attack.
yeah.
So we'll just do that. Yeah. And he doesn't have this. So that's the crude knife, which is. And no, he misses. So because he's afraid of you now, he's like, like just going so quick, he
So
just like,
'cause I'm
like
holding
stabs
up
in
my
at you, and he's like watching your hand and kind of being all dodgy. After he makes his move, his swing, he's going to kind of jump back a little ways too. So he's going to kind of just get kind of out of your reach, but still like dancing around you, kind of thing, like. Still just going, I don't want to be here, but I know what you're going to do to me because I live with your like tyranny. So, yeah.
They fear a woman's touch.
So that one did his thing. And then we have number 2, as he's called. He's closest to Kalistrats, so he's going to step up and just take a swing at you. And he is this die, which is a 8. That does not hit.
It does not hit.
No. So he takes a swing at you, and you just parry it right out of the way like it's absolutely nothing.
Right, just nothing.
And then the third one
Awesome.
is going to, so he's the one that got walloped by Bryn, and he's still going to be a little dazed, so he's gonna attack with disadvantage on it, and that's Jesus Christ. Okay, it was a 18 is the disadvantage roll. The regular roll was a natural 20. So, so you dazed him and you got better. It's like waking up a drunk guy or something, like sobering him up real quick.
You did. You just barely missed your jugular.
That's, yeah, exactly. Well, let's see, what is his? It's 1d6. Which I already have out, so I'll just roll this one. And that is 2 points of slashing damage. So you are.
Bryn has a
Perfect.
very weird family tradition here.
I love how how Maze is convinced that they're family. Because he tried to talk to it and stuff. That's awesome.
I see the resemblance.
And that was all 3 of them.
Potato salad at the picnic.
Nice. So now we're back to the top. And that's the captain guy who is still with Mr. Shiny here. And so he's going to just...
damage.
Yeah. So he's going to just immediately come at you. And actually, because that guy had to move up to get you, you were being diagonally flanked. So he gets advantage on that. Which I don't want to do it, but...
Overlay's pretty cool.
Wow, both
Yeah, I
of them were
forgot about that
13s. That's cool, which is for him it's +3, so that's 16. Which
16.
is your armor class, so that exactly hits. So we'll get rid of that one because I don't need this many dice. I'm going to try it once. And his on that was... was it this? Yeah, it was this. 4 points of damage because it was +3. Yeah, 4 points of damage. So he jumps up and just stabs the spear right into you, hitting right into your kind of shoulder area, right where your armor's weak. Just sticks right in there, and you just kind of, and you got a little blood trickling down. And now it is your turn to retaliate.
All right, so he is there.
So, yeah.
So if I sidestep at all, I'm going to provoke an
Yeah.
attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would actually, it would be 2. Because each one of them would get one because they're both right there within melee of you.
If I step forward, no, that wouldn't work. Okay.
I mean, you could move away from one of them to get out of flank, and then only one of them would get to do anything if you move around the other one. So like you said, if you move forward like this, then yeah, you would then get like, well, actually, you'd have to come like up here to get out of range of the guy with the axe, and then you would get, you would still be in range of the other, but the one you got out of range with would get an attack on you.
Okay. No, don't need none of that. Well, big guy hit me. Hit big guy back. Big sword.
You hit him the same, you might kill him.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, he's ready.
Swinging. 18.
18, and for him, oh, you should be able to see that. Wait, what? That's not right. Oh, I did it backwards. B3 is supposed to be down here.
Okay.
But anyways, 18, yeah, that totally hits.
Totally hits.
Yeah.
Okay. Damage roll is 6.
So, with 6, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you hit him, and he lets out just this. He's like leaning on his staff now, or his spear now, just kind of like really hurt. But he is still standing, and he looks back at you, just like, and just growling and staring you in the eyes.
You just get one action, yeah?
Yes, unless you have a feat that would do so, and at level 1, I doubt that you do.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Probably take the 4 points of damage. That would conclude my turn.
Okay.
You can't ready an action if you take an action.
No. So that's it. You can stay there then.
Yep, I'm staying
Perfect.
there.
Okay. So then it is Nazakine's turn.
All right, I would like, because I see Dragon getting hit, I would like to get close to him
Okay.
and with a gloved hand, touch him to cast resistance on him.
Resistance. Okay. And what does resistance
So
do?
resistance, it's a touch up to 1 minute.
Okay.
I can touch a willing creature once before the spell ends. The target creature can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of its choice.
Perfect. I just imagined that him being like, no. And then it doesn't take effect. It's like pats
Back
it
of
away.
the hand touch.
You dare to touch me. Sweet. So,
Okay.
yeah, anytime that you have a saving throw, you will have an extra d4 on it.
Put that there.
Okay.
That will be before I die.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. And is that your turn? Are you going to move any more or do any bonus actions or anything?
I don't really. I mean, my bonus action is a heal. I will maintain.
Oh, I guess if that was a bonus action.
That I guess that's true. So
Yeah. So now you can do whatever you want.
I can.
pretty much.
Bryn, are you still not wanting us to kill these things? They are attacking.
I mean, you can do a lot without killing.
We'll see. I have.
These men are just trying to survive, much as we are.
The one that feared me, is that the one that's in the bushes?
The one to the right. Yeah. So like I'll just move your character over in front of him just to designate. So that one.
Okay. What's the range of that one from where I'm at?
Of the person or of your spell? Of a spell?
The person.
or-
Well, I have a dagger and it says I can throw it.
Oh yeah, you could do that. It would. I mean, it's kind of a weird like cross angle, so it's really like 5-ish feet. So it's. I mean, it's perfectly in range of 15
I would like
feet.
to look at him,
Mhm.
do a wave with an ungloved hand, and then throw a dagger.
Okay. Roll that.
Okay, so to roll for attack, here's a giant D20. 17.
Okay, I hope it does a lot of damage because I've got a really cool way to describe it.
Well, that's the hit.
Okay, so it does hit.
Okay, so damage is going to be 1d4 plus 1.
And that's that one, which is number 1.
Oh, it's a 2. So 3.
3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so you now are down 1 dagger.
Yes.
I'm not sure, but I think you had 2.
Yes.
No, I meant to give you 2 if you didn't
Yeah,
have
there
2.
was. It's in the list. I only have
Okay,
one
perfect.
equipped
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, but it's in the list.
Yeah. So you'd have to like rummage for the other one or
look for my
whatever.
dagger.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that one, and you throw the dagger, flies through the air, and hits him in the shoulder, and he just kind of like stumbles for a minute, yanks it out, and he's just like, kind of goes to one knee for a split second and rights himself. He's very hurt. Yeah, he's just bleeding out basically, but he's still up.
Okay.
And
that would maintain.
Bryn, is that your turn?
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was my
Yeah.
turn.
I figured it was, but that's why. Yeah. So Bryn, we're back to you. Are you still buddy?
Tap that one.
Last chance to get out.
Okay. How are you gonna get out? Are you gonna try to intimidate him or persuade him again?
Yeah, let's do an intimidation.
Okay.
Time.
What is it? Did you roll
That's a 6.
All right. Yeah, because I kind of wanted that one to work.
Right.
I actually, but because he succeeded on it before, it's gonna be lower. So yeah, nope, he's still there. He's like, no, no.
Guess I'll just hit him again.
Okay.
Now you're
See
talking.
if that'll persuade him. Onward.
What?
That was a 1.
It was a 1? Okay. So he responds, no. And you just swing at him and just full on miss, just right over his head. And he like ducks down and just and he's just laughing at you.
Yeah, keep on laughing.
Right, yeah.
That must
Remember, I
be his
tried to
brother-in-law.
save your life.
And as he's laughing at you, he is then going to pull out his knife, kind of flip it in his hand, getting a little fancy for the type of thing he is, and then just take a backhand kind of swing at you. Just like, yeah, we're done here kind of thing. And so he is this one, I believe. And that is, this is awesome. That is a 8. Does not hit. So he swings and also misses you. Just so he laughed at you, made fun of you, tried to attack you, and then missed you. So that is the type of individual you're dealing with.
Right.
And then the second one, which is going to be, actually I guess I did that backwards order, but it doesn't make any difference in the end. They were all going to do the same thing anyways. The other one that was attacking Hillary is then going to come back around after being stabbed, and he's the one who's like, he can't, actually, you know what? I'm going to see something here.
It's like, you want to run. I know you do.
And actually, he does. He looks at the leader and looks back at you and determines, he's like, nope. This one is more trouble than you are. You may not even get out of here. You can see this like this is not the way things are supposed to go. I don't understand. And he just starts heading towards town. So he's got 5, 10, 15, 20. Where's the rest of his? 30 feet for speed, and he used no actions, so he's going to actually double that because he's done. Like, he's out of here. So he is going to, and he's going to break off into the woods
See,
here,
we didn't kill that one.
which may be a nice bargaining chip. So he's bolted. So that one's gone, and then we have the third one, which is up here, and what's happened where? He kind of glances at Maze and looks over at his fleeing friend, gets really angry, and just punches at Caleb Stratz because like he's got a weapon, but he's just like so mad that he wants to get that physical contact of a punch, and so he just goes to punch right at you, and he is this one, and he hits your armor, and it's just like. And I've done this before myself, where you punch something harder than your hand, and you're like, that was a mistake.
Why did I
And he's
do
just like,
that?
ding, and then he's just, that's it for him. So now we're back to the top, back to the leader, who is still here with you guys. And he looks over and just disgust at the one that's sprinting off into the distance. Looks back at you again. Dirty, nasty, yellowed teeth smiling through his disgusting beard. It's got, like, you can see, like, some meat still stuck in the beard. It's, like, decaying in there. And he's just, and again, stabs the spear right at you. And he is this guy. And again, the other guy didn't move, which that wasn't even on purpose. Ooh. Okay, so natural 20. And that is this one. Okay.
So before you say anything,
Yeah.
natural 20 is double damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm dead.
You're dead.
I'm
You
at,
took.
I'm at
No, he
negative.
hasn't.
No.
No,
You're not
he
net
hasn't.
negative yet, are you?
I'm at
Because you
6.
didn't get hit
I'm at
before the
6.
other one.
He's got. He's gonna double damage.
I don't
He
think it's
did
double in 5, is it? Isn't it just max?
It's doubled. So it's doubled whatever the roll is. So like, if he rolls a 6, it's 12. If he rolls a 1, it's 2.
Right.
So, but where are you at now? You're at
6.
6 total that you have left?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, you're fine. Because you're down, I believe. Because you say you had 6 left
Yep.
out of 4, so you have 10 to start with.
Uh-huh.
So then that means we're at, so we need to hit
And
10.
you roll the dice twice and then add the modifier. Okay.
So it'd be 1,
I don't know what his modifier is.
2, 3,
No, I'm looking great.
4, 5. So you are down. Yeah, so you get hit, but you're still alive, but you are down. So you are over. But not yet.
Does the resistance
It's on the
have
next time.
something to do with that?
No, resistance is on
Saves.
saves. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was scary though. Because like I saw that and then I was like, oh, that's gonna hurt. And then you said that, I'm like, oh my God, that's really gonna hurt, isn't it? But thankfully you're just down. So you're good. And so he's going, stabs into you, just kind of lifts you up a little bit, then drops you to the ground, looks over at Maze, spins the spear a little bit. And then it is your turn now. So now is when you would make your first roll.
Adding 4. What is this? Constitution?
It's, how do death saves work? I've never had to do one.
It's 42. It used to be 42. I don't know if that's still.
No, it's
It's Constitution.
Are you sure? Because you just make I think you just make a roll.
I think it's a yeah.
I'm pretty sure you just make a d20 roll, and if it's over 10, you're good. If it's under 10, you take 1. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I took 1.
Okay, perfect. So you have 2 left. So then we're at Maze.
Okay.
This is more harrowing than I expected it to be.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm just like giving a
Yeah.
rest. I see he's down. I know that will be my cantrips. He's close enough to me. I will go up to him and touch him with the gloved hand and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay, and Cure Wounds.
It is 1d8.
Okay.
Plus my spellcasting modifier. So where's my d8? Oh, here it is. Oh, oops. It's a 1, so what's my spell?
1d8 plus 1. So it's 2.
Okay.
So what that would do then is stabilize you and give you 1 hit point. So you are back, but you're still down. So you're just kind of like and prone. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're still like in a really, really bad situation, but you're like kind of cough on your own blood. Like it seems like you're still dying, like you're still done for kind of thing is what it seems like visually, because you're laying on the ground like, ugh.
Right.
And she comes up and touches you, and you just kind of a little blood kind of drops out of your mouth. And now it is, unless nope, you've got other things to do.
Yeah, I have one more. Yeah. I'm looking at my cantrips right now.
Yep. You can attack something because you have your touch.
I do have my touch.
You can. I mean, that's like Eldritch Blast. You can use it anytime.
Okay.
So. I mean, I'm not making suggestions necessarily.
No,
I'm just telling you like what you have available to yourself.
So I cannot cast again.
But with that, you can do whatever. You can do anything like that at any time, in any way. Like that doesn't count.
Okay, that one does not count. Okay.
That is part of who you are. It's like cutting someone with your fingernails, kind of thing.
So, the one who raised him up,
Mm-hmm.
I will and do the whole laugh thing. Ungloved hand, go up and just smack him.
Okay.
With it.
Perfect. Roll for attack.
Okay.
And that is, remember, +3 on your end.
15, so 18.
15 plus 3, 18. Yes, that definitely hits.
Okay. And that is, we determined a 1d6.
Yep, 1d6.
5.
Interesting. Okay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
And that's the 20.
Actually,
right?
for you, because, and now we talked about wisdom before. No, yeah, wisdom is right for a cleric. Yeah, wisdom is right.
See, 12, and then my wisdom is, at the top, +1. So 13.
13? Okay. So nothing happens.
Okay.
You slap him across the face, and you guys kind of see this like sudden burst of like black in his veins just across the side of his head, and he goes
And I start laughing
and just
back.
falls over dead.
I'm delirious. I'm seeing this,
Yeah.
and I have some serious questions.
You should. Okay, and
What manner of
Bryn,
cleric revels in the death of a...
maybe a death domain cleric.
don't think this is something Bryn would be familiar with.
It's probably not.
Probably
It's
not.
very different for him. Some Far Eastern magic. But it is up for you, sir.
Me?
Yep. So that one is just, I'm going to move him up here because he's dead.
Just, that was great to watch. He's like, run away,
just
run
these two
away.
Yeah, so the two that are right with you. The other one, we're going to just say that he's completely gone unless somebody wanted to actually like put in full effort to chase him down, but he is pretty
You
much
did
gone.
the smart thing.
Yeah, in your eyes.
The thing I've been trying to get all of them to do.
Yeah.
I did let one live.
Fair. How healthy are they looking?
So the one that you walloped in the head is kind of just coming back from being dazed, like, ugh. And he had taken that swing at you, and so he's kind of like he had swung at you, so he's good enough, but he's still kind of like, ugh. And you can see just like kind of a little bit of blood coming down the back of his head, not like pouring out, but there's just like matted blood in his hair now. The other one, he's right as rain. Yeah, no problem whatsoever.
Sure. In that case, well, you guys had your chance. I'm gonna send a good old ice knife at the big guy.
Oh, okay, nice. Roll the attack on that
That's
one.
that one.
Is big guy dead?
Big guy's still alive.
Big
He's
guy
still-
is dead, but there's
yeah.
one more like
There's another
big
big
guy
guy.
because he's not like a leader, but he's just
He's
like
big.
really healthy and fine.
So this is...
So +5 to whatever you roll,
Yeah.
and then a D10.
Oh, good point.
That's a 14.
I can heal.
You you
Yes.
don't forget that. I think it's what you roll too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 1.
Really, really not getting the rolls.
Thanks
I
for
need.
the reminder.
It's half the roll. That's what it is.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Yeah, so it'd be
or
2.
5, but
So it'd
I
be
only-
2. You get back. Okay, perfect.
everybody gets
Sorry,
1.
what was that, Bryn?
14 total.
14 total? Yeah, that definitely hits.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Then he also needs to do... Let's see. Hold
A
on.
dexterity save
Well,
over 13.
the target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. So, him and anyone within 5 feet.
Anyone within 5 feet? Anyone at all?
Target and each creature within 5 feet.
Anyone at all?
I mean, there's only, what, the one guy?
You should not look at your screen. Look at hers.
Oh, here,
Is
well, not
mine
this one.
not updated?
Yeah.
Is yours not updated
Yeah.
at all?
Refresh.
Yeah, you want to
yeah.
refresh that so that you can see what's going on.
There's a beautiful pink laptop right here.
Yeah.
No.
Mine's
Mine's auto refreshing.
I say mine's been fine. It just
Yeah.
hadn't in a little bit apparently. So he's in range then.
Yep.
So it would depend on where you put the center of it. You can target anything with it.
Right, but I wanted to do the damage to the main guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I'm not targeting him, it's
Do
not
what you think
nice.
is right.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a
You can do whatever you want to do, but I'm just letting you know that
Can you
that
take
is the thing.
2d6 cold damage?
No.
You can't take a D6.
Well-
Period. No. You can't roll a 0.
No, but for you specifically, because I mean, you don't die if you just take damage while you're down. That doesn't work. It's a death save. It's like you fail a save
I've already
automatically, unless it doubles you.
You have life.
Yeah.
It starts
Actually, no.
over.
So yeah, you would be able to die, fail 3 more times, right now because you have 1 hit point.
Because they brought you up.
Yeah.
You
So you're awake. You're out of your death
I'm
saves.
still used to.
But you're still screwed
Yes.
too, so yeah. But yeah, if you rolled really well and let's say killed the other guy, you would also kill your companion
situated.
in this instance.
Maybe I don't want to ice knife them.
I really wanted to see Ice Knife.
You do
I
what you
really
want
wanted to see that.
No,
but
I
it's
didn't realize he was.
You do what you want to.
I'm not gonna put you in danger.
and that's why I pointed out because Bryn, like from what you've said to me, wouldn't necessarily do something like that.
Kind of value life.
Yeah,
above
exactly.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like his main thing.
Right. Well, okay. I'm just gonna go back to attacking this friend right next to me, I guess.
Okay, so if Bryn hits you, it means he likes you. I'm used to this as a little girl.
Well, shoot. I will
Just wait. You just wait.
Lock that one away.
So you're slashing at him?
With my dagger,
Yep,
I'll slash
cool.
through the guy next to me.
The one that you walloped?
Yeah.
Or the-
Because
okay.
he's clearly not getting the hint.
Okay. And it still falls with you had a chance. 20, huh? Nice. All right, so roll that damage. It's a 1.
3, 4, 6 total.
6 total damage. That 2, 3, 4, 5, and extra does it. So that one, he misses with. So rolling back to where he was and what your two's interaction was, it was you swinging your staff a second time and just missing him completely, and then him swinging a knife at you, thinking he's hot shit, and missing completely, and now you just like just right in his throat for a brief moment, kind of not changing form, but like changing like demeanor, just like, okay, this is over. You're hurting my friends. Stabbed in the throat and just twisted a little bit, pulled it out, just doing a like very practiced motion with the blade, and he just and falls over dead. So he is now also in the afterlife with that one. And that brings us back to the one big guy that's left. And he's just kind of like, he's feeling good though. So he's looking at you guys, you two, sizing up. He looks down at Kale on the ground, just kind of spits on him, turns back to Bryn because you just got a kill, and then kind of just rushes forward at you and goes and makes an attack towards you. He is the green one. At least my metal die are out of play now. Aha! And as he comes at you, you're ready for it. You're in the zone now. You're in fighting mode. He comes at you, blade out, and you just sidestep and then just like hit your staff down and hit him like in the backside and just kind of send him off. And it actually sends him forward an extra 5 feet from he was going to come and attacking you. You're just like because you so deftly dodged it. You rolled a natural 1. So, and then that guy is dead, so we can get off the board. And this has been a long fight. And then we have Kale. You are able to stand back up now, sir.
Stand up.
All right.
I clutch at my pendant.
Okay.
And I say a quick little prayer, and then I rub my hands on my face. Lay on hands.
Okay.
5.
Perfect.
So you got a little something
Yep.
there where you
Just kind of
spit on you.
wiping the blood off.
It starts to glow,
Yeah.
and then I just wipe, and then you can just kind of see
Oh.
everything kind of revitalizing.
Yeah. So what you guys see is you see Caleb Strats stand up and grab at the pendant that he wears in his chest. It begins to glow in this kind of fiery gold glow that starts to shimmer forth from behind where his finger gaps are. And then as he brings his hands up, the pendant remains glowing, but now it's like it's transferred to his hands. And he puts them on his face, and just all the damage on his face just instantaneously goes away. And then through his body, it starts to close the wounds back up that he had sustained.
Back to 6.
and you're back to 6.
Okay, so that's
I live.
And so
that's
you're
an
still-
action.
Yeah, that is definitely an action.
I can't move and attack after doing that, right?
Well, your movement was standing.
You're
Yeah,
half.
you
It's
stood.
half. So you use half your movement to stand, and then
I
you
can
still
do
have
another
half
15
of what's
feet.
left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That must have changed.
Mhm.
since.
It's it's a new thing.
So all I do is I crack my neck. Can I try an intimidation check?
That would normally be an action, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like to do like
Yeah.
a big thing like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So now we're on Maze.
Okay. Bryn, if this is how your family says hello, I really hate to see how you say goodbye. And those one survivor, since clearly he's not leaving, I will cast Ray of Sickness on him.
Okay. That
60 feet
is-
range, instantaneous.
Okay.
Greenish energy lashes out towards the creature within range. I gotta make a ranged spell attack against the target. On the hit, the target takes 2d8 poison damage and must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So the only save is the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will determine, if... So I gotta make the range attack damage.
Yep.
And if he's sick or not. Okay, Ray of Sickness is... it's a new one, I don't...
So yeah, you roll the attack.
Okay, so roll
So yeah, roll d20 for attack.
Ugh, 9?
And then...
And then do you add the hit?
So so like your Ray of Sickness, it's
Okay, so
plus
it'd be
3.
12.
So
Okay.
12? Okay.
Because
So
usually there'd be
that-
2 numbers there.
So that does hit.
Okay. So I need to roll 2d8 poison damage, but it will roll a Constitution to see if it
Perfect. Takes
saved.
the full or not.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he's feeling really good.
8 total.
He's at 19, so that means he
Okay.
only takes 4, correct?
Because
he takes a half.
Yeah.
Right.
On a failed
Yes.
save, it's...
Cool.
Oh, it's also poisoned. Constitution saving throw on a failed save. Oh, failed save. So
Failed
he's
save.
successful
He's-
save, so he's
yes.
not
Not
poisoned,
poisoned.
but theoretically he would take the damage, right?
It would
On
take
a hit.
the damage of the 8, and then
Okay,
the
perfect. So he
Constitution would
takes the
determine
8,
that
and
it's
then the
not a
Constitution is to determine
continuous
poison. Perfect. Yep, that's the way it reads. I was just kind of
Burn
double
that
checking on there. Perfect.
Um,
So that is 8. Would you do 8? Or
Yes,
would you...
8.
Oh my god.
8, yes.
Okay.
What do I have? I'm just making sure I don't have
Yeah,
any.
as you double check on that, you guys see Maze, she makes this comment and then just kind of steps around and shoots her hand forward, and this like disgusting like greenish energy shoots out of the middle of her hand, and it almost looks like it's dripping something as it shoots out, but anything that comes off it kind of fades away like some kind of like acid or something. It hits him right in the back as he's kind of stumbling away after you hit him. And he just kind of like, and he kind of slides a little bit. And he turns around and is back at you guys. Just, he's ready to attack. And
Is it possible? Can I move to where I threw my dagger at that one and just kind of step in?
you hit him and he threw it down,
You just
so
threw it
you
down.
could go get it if you'd like to.
I would like to try to go retrieve
Okay.
that.
2,
Which would
3,
put me
it's only
further
like
away from it.
15 feet, so it was like roughly this area, I believe, where it was.
Okay, and that would end my turn.
Okay, perfect. So now we are on Mr. Bryn. You are basically, well, like I meant for this guy to still kind of be by you, so you're basically right beside him.
Pretty angry by now, huh?
Oh yeah, he's back staring at you, just like he just growled in your face and spittle is shot off of him. So he is
You're gonna
like
hug
right
this one
there.
too.
I should say he's there.
You're
That
gonna
makes
offer
sense.
your potato salad.
Quite done with the hugging today. Let's go with a 2-handed quarterstaff hit.
Okay, perfect. Go for him.
Ooh, 2-handed.
Yeah.
1?
20.
Oh, 20. Oh, hell yeah.
Hey,
Very,
20.
all over the
Nice.
place.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
I can't tell your reactions ever because it's so like,
I know. It was like,
Oh, he is
it's like, here's
going to murder someone right now.
Robert's excited face. Robert's disappointed face.
that was my my incredulous.
Right. Nice.
it must be his uncle. Can't tell.
5.
5. Okay.
It doesn't have any
So
or anything.
you'd kind of like backhandedly kind of kicked him away. Then you see it like from in front of you, this poison shoots past you, and you just instinctively spin and swing the quarterstaff and clock the guy right in the face right after he spins around and lets out his growl, and just no sound when he falls to the ground. And that is the end of that.
I would like to check if he's still alive, still breathing.
He is super not.
Super dead.
Yeah. He like almost took his head off. Like when you hit him, it's just like cracked his spine. Like just severed his spine in the back. So you've made a kill, sir.
That was the family reunion.
I'm sorry.
My
And
condolences.
then I start prepping him for nature to take its course.
Perfect.
Okay, stop. Right now. I don't know why you were so lovey-dovey with them when they were brandishing weapons and attacking our ally. I don't know what kind of magic you're casting.
I'm a cleric.
Oh, a cleric who revels in death.
Yes, where I come from. Here, I guess you would call it Death Domain cleric.
Either way, I don't like it. I don't trust you.
It's okay, Paladin. Mutual feeling.
But you. Why did you fiddle-faddle around?
I live in this area. I've known people like these. They are starving. They're hungry. They're just trying to survive. Same as you and I.
Great. Next time, make sure that we survive.
Did you see me brandishing my knife during that as well?
Only at the end, after you wanted to play patty cake with the other two.
Once diplomatic options run out, then violent ones come forth.
Well, they're not starving now.
This whole conversation, I'm just like taking the stuff.
Yeah, so you're just like
setting
over
it in a
his
pile.
shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm taking him out into like farther in the woods.
Okay. Kind of off
Basically
the
trying
path.
to give him like
Giving him some form of
something
burial.
Well, next time, think of this. What if it wasn't us traveling through these woods? What if it was some villagers?
Well, seeing what he's...
You talk of life and survival, like everybody. But survival does mean occasionally taking oneself over the others.
You make a fair point.
While he's doing that, Mace sees what he's doing. Out of the respect, I just pick a few leaves off of a bush and just sprinkle them on the dead bodies. Because I think that's what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, because so he's kind of going off the path, kind of off here where I've moved the markers to. Caleb Stratz is following him, just stomping and angry, just
Lecturing.
yeah, just lecturing like, and you, this is how we fight, you know, just
This is
yeah.
literally just leaving
Yes,
him for
Dad.
like
yeah, and Bryn is
or
exactly, and Bryn is just
returning
like
him to
dragging the body off, just
Yeah.
sidelong responses over his shoulder, doing his job, you know, laying him down, kind of pats the body out and presents it, you know, and it just kind of traditional, like in the woods, just laid flat, eyes
and then I'll
closed.
throw leaves on the body. Have no idea what I'm doing, just throwing leaves
Did
on
you
it.
hit the other two that were in the road too? Because the big guy and the one of the other smaller ones both died like in the road, but then I kind of tossed them out just to
I
mark them.
looted the one that had my dagger.
Okay,
Did I get that
you
back?
just got the dagger because like you hit it and then it pulled it out and threw it on the ground.
Yes.
Because they fight with like flint rock weapons and stuff. They like
I'm assuming they didn't have anything worse.
yeah, like shiny stuff. They're like unaccustomed to. That's why initially they were like,
The sword.
"I want the sword."
shiny
It's
sword.
oh, you know, like that kind of thing.
Metal to them.
Yeah,
Precious.
exactly. Yeah, so it's more of a treasure as opposed to like they understand that it's a weapon and that it does a lot of damage, but it's like a treasure kind of weapon to them. So this has happened. You guys have sprinkled leaves You have one, barely, your first encounter.
I also
and
bring up to Maze, I have no family. These are no family of mine.
Oh, I thought you. This was your tradition. I mean, you were
They're
friendly with them.
They are my kin in that we share. In that we share a region. We live in the same general area. Everything within this forest is my domain.
Family is a different thing for me. The way a family behaves, it's a word. So I thought this was how your family tradition was, which would explain why you wanted to sleep outside, because we didn't try to stab you right away. So I thought that was your family's way of doing things.
So because you weren't...
Because we weren't openly hostile.
Yes.
Upon meeting you, you were like, these people are rude.
And you went outside, yes.
yeah, nice.
We'll have to unpack that
Couple
sometime.
of tosses.
I will learn, and I will write this down in my journal. Dear
No.
diary.
Now that I
Humans are
understand,
weird.
And obviously I'm doing the same for the other
And
people.
I've chilled out over literally passing out from this dying.
That's true.
I am helping you to drive the bodies.
So we're going to line all the bodies up over kind of off the road.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because that's what paladins do. They lecture about
And then they work.
Right.
They do their
it's
job.
Like, all right, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's done. Here, let me help.
Notice the convenient little 3 tombstones that are there already? I didn't edit the map. I just dropped the characters over there, and that's how it was. That's amusing.
We've returned them to the earth. Let's
Yep.
move on.
Perfect. So you guys move on over here. It took you a while to get to this spot. It is, even though there is a smooth path, it's still just laid over grasses and bushes and stuff.
Right.
So it's taken you a while to get to this
dirt
spot.
path like it shows here.
Yeah,
We had the down tree to go through.
exactly. So you have the down tree kind of up here, and it's starting to kind of not get dark, but dusk is kind of falling. You guys would be able to make camp somewhere if you would like to,
Yes.
or you could continue on and you will begin continuing on in the dark kind of scenario.
I would like to take a short rest. Or wait, long rest?
If you
yeah,
camped
so-
out, it would be a long rest. You
Yeah.
could pick a spot by the boulders or something.
Sorry, you said it was getting dark?
Yeah, so it's not getting dark in the sense of here is darkness, but it's
dusk.
the sun is setting.
Right.
So as you're used to in the woods, the sun begins to set,
gonna get
and
dark in
as it starts to set, it's not immediately, but quickly starting to darken the woods.
Mhm.
Do you guys want to rest or move on?
Well,
I would
tree man.
I would like
Stop
to take a rest.
Yes.
We should stop and make camp.
We
Okay.
should.
And perhaps we should get to know each other more.
And I try to call for Lemore again.
So, in the midst of all of this, you glanced up, when you were sprinkling the leaves on, you glanced up to a tree and you see
I smile.
a white raven sitting on a branch, just kind of off in the distance, watching you.
I smile.
Flies away.
Basically, as they're setting up camp, just for the sake of things, before resting, I'd like to step away to just talk to him.
Okay. You can attempt to do that. So what we are going to do, though, is take a quick break. And while we do that, I'm going to switch scenes over here. And let's see here. I haven't actually used this keyword scenario yet. So let me put it in here. It is not case sensitive, so it does not matter how you type it. We will have it be, we'll make it easy. We'll have it just be, let's see, can I do it that way? Perfect. So we'll have the keyword be attack. So type in attack into the Twitch chat, and you'll be entered in to win that set of dice I showed earlier, which is this one. The Gemini Black Starlight Red Polyhedral Dice Set. So again, just type in attack into the Twitch chat. We're going to go on a very quick little break here, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we'll pick the story back up where we have left off. Welcome back. So, if you guys haven't hit attack into the Twitch chat, you have like a couple seconds to throw it in there now. I'll wait like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's probably enough time because then I'm able to see the stream delay pop up through it. So if you haven't typed attack in the chat, do so now, ATTACK, and that will get you entered in to win this dice set, which is the Gemini Black Starlight Chessex dice. They are really cool. They were handpicked by our friends over at Tabletop Game and Hobby in Overland Park, Kansas. They were also blessed by Tobias, the shop cat. He's glorious. If you are by chance in the Kansas City area, definitely go check them out. They've got everything you can imagine for anything you can imagine, it seems. They're a wonderful place with great people, so definitely go check them out. But we are going to draw now for this dice set. And
I love the beholder they have in their store. Just, I love beholders.
Got a drum roll?
no, I don't have a drum roll.
What?
The button has to actually work. There it goes. So, winner is Jason the Scribe. So, congratulations, Jason the Scribe. You have won Gemini Black Starlight dice set. We will be getting in contact with you through Whispers on Twitch, probably after the show. So keep that in mind, and then we'll get your information to where we can ship these out to you. So get those out of my way, and then we will now pick things back up after our rousing first battle, and we have everybody around camp. For brevity's sake, we have a woodsman here, and I'm pretty sure one of you probably even has like a fired spell, and yeah, so you have a little fire going, unless for any reason you did not want one.
Yeah, I can instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or a small campfire.
Perfect.
I mean, I can try to find some pepper and sniff this.
Freezes the fire.
Pepper.
And so, are you two resting around the fire? And then, if I remember correctly, Maze, you were going to wander off a bit?
Yes. I call out for Lemore again. Lemore.
Okay. We're going to say you're just kind of a ways away over here. We'll say you kind of just like
just out of
wandered off out of their range, kind of the direction you saw him fly. So you're over up near the top right of the map, which should still be visible to everybody with no problems. And you wait a little bit out there. If the two of you are going to have any conversation, we'll get to that. So prepare any thoughts you may have. But as you call out, it's rather dark out, but you have no fear of darkness. You're very accustomed to it. You can see, but you are in the point of dark vision is how you're seeing. So the colors are all muted, kind of like that beast on the hunt type of vision, that you always see in something. And so you're out, kind of leaned up against a tree. You clutch at your necklace and just call for him quietly, and from around the tree, a tall elven man with blonde hair just past shoulder length, very well kept, in kind of a flowing, long-sleeved white robe, with a just kind of a regular just sash across his waist to hold the robe kind of in on himself. Just slowly comes around the edge and, hello.
I knew you were here.
That was impressive today.
I'm glad you liked it. I wanted to do it to please you.
You did?
Was there anything more that you would want me to do?
You are doing the right thing.
The others, they don't really know.
Be careful with them. The paladin is wary. He could be very, very dangerous to you.
But if it all works out, he could be useful for us.
This is true. You are strong, but just be cautious. You are also very strong-headed still. So you must understand. Not everyone will accept you as I have. Not everyone will understand what you are, Mezzakain. Just be careful. And he kind of walks up and brushes his hand across the side of your face, dissipates into a fog. And as the fog raises up, it puffs into the white crow, and he flies off.
Give it a kiss. Thank you. And go back to the...
Perfect. And during all of that, what were you two doing? Sitting around the fire. Or whatever, but...
I'm sorry for the trouble that befell you in that battle.
No.
It was
The apologies,
not my intention.
The apologies mine to give. I didn't think about whether or not these were people that were under your protection. I didn't think about whether or not this was your jurisdiction.
All creatures of this land, this earth, are under my protection. You, the weird cleric, the
She
animals
is
in this
weird.
forest,
She is weird. But yes.
this
Oh.
snake that we're chasing, that we'll eventually have to deal with.
Do you believe that this snake creature is some sort of threat to the balance of good and evil?
I don't believe that this creature is naturally existing in this forest. Like, I wouldn't have known.
No, that's why you're so interested in it. Because you've obviously seen snakes. Snakes are extremely common.
Mhm.
But
something
something,
making a path
and you've
this
seen even the
size.
paths that a snake will leave, because any snake, even a small one, as it slithers through like the grass, you'll see like almost a tunnel of where it's gone, you know, just because the weight of its body pressing it down. As a snake moves, it kind of flexes its stomach muscles down, and that's how they get their momentum. And that action causes this kind of thing, almost as if something was patting down the grass.
But otherwise, it's pretty much a bog standard forest. Like,
Exactly, and this is just a normal forest around a town that you've heard of and been on the outskirts of multiple times with Halfgren, and this is something that's unnatural, completely unnatural.
so I just want to clarify.
Mhm.
No, this whatever this creature is not of these parts. We must investigate, and if it is a threat to the area, then take it down.
I'm glad we agree on something. But let's talk about our
And she's not there currently.
No.
Yeah.
interesting companion.
Companion is a good word.
That's what I thought. Something's unnatural about her.
I've not met any clerics in my time, so
In my basic training, it seems as if the magic that she wields is not pure.
there's definitely an unnaturalness to it.
There seems to be a potential level of corruption involved.
We must definitely keep a close eye on her.
Indeed. Anyway, dinner time. Oh, she's coming back.
I'm saying about the time that you guys finish your conversation, you see Mezzakain very happily just kind of wandering back, looking very refreshed, even after such a heavy fight. She comes back and sits down beside you guys.
The night is beautiful tonight.
Indeed. You're fond of the dark?
Yes, I'm quite used to it.
I've got a bit of a question.
Yes.
You said the name Lamore.
Oh, yes. You didn't see him around earlier.
Him?
Yes, the White Raven.
No, I didn't see
Oh,
him.
well, when I was showing my respects with the leaves, he was up in the perch. He's been a lifelong friend of mine. My only friend, actually.
Only friend.
Oh, yes.
Must be lonely.
It was.
Does Lemore tell you to do things?
He's a bird. Why would he tell me to do things? He's my comfort, my friend. I guess some people call him pet, but he's a companion that I talk to.
Okay. Well.
We all have our ways of making it through this world.
Indeed.
Just you as a druid, you talk to animals, right?
I can.
And you have great conversations with them.
I don't know if I would call them conversations per se. Not the animals of this forest aren't much one for chatting, talking about our days and gossiping.
Oh, you must talk to him outside this forest then.
So are you guys going to go ahead and bed down for the evening then?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to keep a watch, or do you feel safe and comfortable where you are?
Since I am revitalized and I have dark vision, I'll be happy to be watch out.
Okay.
First lookout.
Perfect. Each time that you keep watch, it would be approximately I believe it's a 4-hour period. You would actually stay up keeping watch, and to do so, I need you to make a perception roll.
Okay.
Cocked.
Yeah. Dang. 12, and I believe my perception's plus 1. Sorry, 13.
Okay.
I think that was a 20.
Yeah. So at a 13,
Yes.
you hear some things in the distance. Nothing right upon you guys, and you don't see anything other than a wolf just by itself, kind of at the very edge of your vision, kind of comes by, looking at you, and just slinks off.
I'll touch the ground just to see if I feel possibly any tremors, because I know there's a giant snack out there.
You know, there's a giant something out there.
Yes.
And no.
Okay.
I don't even think I need to have you roll for that,
Okay,
because
yeah,
it just isn't
checking.
a thing. So it's not happening. Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. It just does not exist. There's no sense in. Yeah. So no, it is not happening at the moment. You feel nothing as you rest your hand on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. Your watch comes to a close with that being everything that happens. Who will you rouse for the second watch?
Paladin took quite a hit. I will go Tree Boy and nudge Bren.
I almost snotted with that nose laugh. That would have been awful. But
I've done my job.
fantastic. Tree Man.
Will win.
Fantastic. I'll have you make a perception roll as well for your watch.
It's going to be a 10.
A 10. Okay. You hear a distant rumble of thunder. You can't really see beyond the firelight. Your human eyes, even accustomed to the forest, at night is not when you're prancing around. You generally, at night is when you camp, and that's what you do at night. Walk with a torch, go to a fire, house down. But you see nothing outside of the glow of the fire. You hear some things, you hear birds, like night birds, and you hear a couple of strange noises kind of to the north, but nothing comes near you to a point where you can see it. And then you are awake as the morning glow starts to come into the woods, turning things a light blue, and then the sun begins to rise. As your companions both come awake, you guys would have completed a long rest at this point, and so make sure that you do so in D&D Beyond, which I haven't actually mentioned, but if you are on desktop and you have put your mouse over the screen, you will actually be able to see where everybody's hit points are, and if you click on the individual as the little sidebar pop-up comes up, you will then be able to see different proficiencies and things off of the character sheets, and spells, things like that. A couple of them are going to be actually...
I think you have to actually allow the extension.
Yeah, you have to click on it. Like you hover over and then you can click on it. It'll automatically try to come up and then you just click on the little bee there and then you'll be able to access it and see everything.
Oh, really?
So you'll actually see a couple things that I've created as well, which is neat. Though one of them is wrong. But
What?
anywho, I have yours wrong. I have your damage die wrong for your innate ability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We never fixed it. We talked it up.
Right. We've established it. We know what it is, but your actual sheet doesn't say it. I'll get it switched tonight, though. So, as you guys come awake, what do you do?
Take a nice long breath in. Is it sunrise?
Yeah, so the sun's coming up. It's like just at the point where the yellow of the sunrise starts to come across the forest.
Look off to the east.
But the sunrise is in the south. No, I'm just messing with you.
Look off in the direction of the sunrise.
It's in the east. Yeah. Back towards Feldar.
Take a single knee, and then, like on the ground like this.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those. Not a T-bow now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
is the T-bow your entity? No.
but I say a quick prayer of thanks for the sunrise.
Perfect.
To my deity, who I have notes on.
You do.
To Koro.
Yep. Perfect.
I will rustle through the pack because I know we gathered things from the house to make some sort of breakfast.
You guys have rations. They're just standard rations. So it would be like some dried meats and like a bread of some kind.
Is there any bird's nest nearby that I could loot for eggs?
You could, would that be a nature check possibly? I would imagine. Survival actually is what I think it would be. Survival.
Yeah, I think survival.
Do a survival check.
So.
I think nature because it's a nature thing, but yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
It's a 1.
A 1?
Plus 3.
So, a 1, yeah. So, well, ironically...
Eggs are in...
bushes. You look around, you look through some bushes, and you actually find a bird's nest, you think, and you go in to grab it, and as you pull it out, a couple of little mice skitter out and disappear into the bushes.
Well, not
and now you're left with a husk of dirt and hair and twigs.
I tried.
I'm just eating a thing of rations and scribbling some notes about what has happened thus far.
Perfect. Extended rations for me.
Same. Reducing that.
So I took one out of my inventory for the one that I gave the hill person.
Ah, okay.
If we're interested in tracking food.
Yeah,
that's an interesting scenario because in general I wouldn't be, but because of the way it was used, I kind of want to be. So yeah, we'll sort that out as we go. But for now, keep track of it. We'll determine if it's something we want to continue doing or not. Because it is definitely, it's one of those things like eating is kind of like an understood thing, but at some point after you're out long enough, then you are going to run out of things to eat. If you just go stand on a mountaintop for 6 days straight, you're going to run out of food and water. That's how it's going to work. But but it's something we'll determine at some point. So cool. So the prayer has been completed. Breakfast has been had. The fire has disappeared. Because I took it off the map and I don't know where the other one was. I was going to grab one that was like a put out fire. Oh, there it is.
It's a wind.
Because at least one of you would very much not want fire to be raging through the woods.
I'm fire resistant. I don't know.
Once we're starting on our way.
Perfect. So you've kind of kicked dirt over the fire, made sure that it isn't going to spread anywhere. Your traditional methods. Yep.
I just...
Pops out fire, but it does leave embers. So you can poof fire, but then there'd be an ember sitting there. So you would then be concerned with it blowing away or something. So you'd kick a little dirt over it, kind of pat it down, make sure it's not.
Kids, only you can prevent forest fires.
Exactly.
Do I need to throw leaves on this too?
That's not necessary.
Oh, okay. I found some.
You keep those for a rainy day.
Okay. Are they magical? Guess not.
It wasn't supposed to happen. It's the wrong sound. It's supposed to go back to this one.
That was a wolf I heard earlier on my watch.
The wolf isn't supposed to be howling in the middle of the day.
You should probably go to bed, wolf.
Right.
You're howling at the wrong thing, and that's not the moon.
That wolf's been drinking?
Yeah.
It's just getting stumbling.
Okay, well, we should set off then.
So you guys are setting off up the path?
Aye.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm going to have to remember, either we're going to have to determine how you guys can move your own characters, or we're going to have to drop some minis in on the maps prior to actually doing stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll play with this later.
Perfect. So, you guys will continue up the path, I assume?
Yes.
Following to wherever
Following.
it goes.
Bren,
Okay.
he's the one who knows these woods.
And he's probably that
I feel
one,
like
don't
this
know.
path is
This
pretty
Dragon
obvious,
Man
though.
and Tree
So
Boy,
it is
I'll
pretty
follow
obvious to
behind.
like even someone who's not very familiar with it would be able to do so. It's clear where it is. It's like if you've seen a deer trail that's commonly used in the woods, imagine that, but like 3 to 4 times the size. So it would be like padded down and stuff.
Right.
It's like a hunting trail in essence.
Or a
I
geocaching
grew
trail
up-
if you're in the city.
Right.
I was going to say, I grew up in a city, and
So when you go to the park and you see that spot where it's off the path, that is what it looks like.
too poor, what a
Where it
fox.
says
And then I trained.
there's a water hole and there's this trail to a water hole. And it says stay off crafts, but there's still a trail.
Anywho, as you guys continue up the side of the mountain, you're still seeing the boulders and stuff. They're still sporadic, and I said mountain, I meant hill. But you head up more into the hills. They are getting a little bit steeper, and you see off in the distance, you can start to kind of see the cliffside where the actual mountains begin. And then you continue on. It comes to kind of a point where the trees start to thin out just a little bit. It starts to kind of transition to like pine trees from the more deciduous trees that you were commonly used to seeing throughout. It's nothing new to you. You know, closer you get to the mountains, the trees change. It's normal. So I would like for, let's see, each one of you just individually to make a perception roll. 15.
12.
17.
Oh, wow, okay.
I know that rock.
So yeah, so as you guys come around a bend where kind of rocks are like directly in front of you, and you would go up to them and then angle over and start to come back, kind of a jagged shape there. You kind of see off ahead. Well, you don't, Mazakine. Right as you come around, the sun hits the back of Caleb Strat's armor and kind of glints into your eyes.
Oh, so shiny.
And at that exact moment, Caleb Stratz, in his standard demeanor, immediately points out the path ahead leading directly into some kind of cavern that Bryn also sees very clearly.
Looks like that's our lair.
Where? Can you just pick up dirt and just throw it at the back of his armor real quick?
And it just kind of bounces off and doesn't
Didn't
change
work.
anything, but like at this point, it kind of...
Here's me.
It's so shiny.
And step in front.
Oh, I guess okay. I'll try that. Ah.
And you do so, and it
Hey,
is
look,
now nice.
there's a path over there. Look.
Perfect.
Hey.
So, Wombat, we're going to switch maps again. So, toolbar on the left monitor there. The little blue thing. Go ahead and go for the one on the far right that says Start. And that is where I will go to.
Switch scenes.
And so we have now switched scenes, and you may have to adjust the zoom a little bit as well, just to get it to where it fits the scene.
Okay,
but-
you see the same thing.
Yeah, can you guys see
A lot of black.
at all, or is it just black? For
No,
you
no,
guys?
there's a little bit at
little
little smidge.
the
Yep.
left.
Okay.
Is that what we're supposed to see?
So you are, but
this
the
is-
problem with this is dark vision's not going to be properly set up on this.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just remove it kind of as you go, because I can remove the stuff, and
So I'll describe all the happy little trees.
that'll actually be sufficient. You can go in farther to where it just takes the white completely off. I don't know if you've done it completely yet. So yeah, let me grab some assets to be you guys again. Hopefully I can get the same ones. I don't know. Freebies, maybe? Where it is? Nope. That's not it. Characters. It's got to be characters. Yep. Okay, so our paladin and just a druid, and then where were the robes? Yeah, that'll do. It's actually a mage, but it's sufficient. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal some map
see,
and
I didn't see
background.
that.
Reveal.
That must be in the wrong part.
Oh.
Hit chassis more than I do.
Yeah,
For once. Oh, there we go.
they'll definitely see more.
Oh,
Because they can see the kind of overlay thing.
We should not be seeing that.
No.
I'm going to
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is... Okay, we see the same
Yeah.
thing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you see right out of the gate, right at the entrance of the cave as you start to come up to it, there is blood splattered.
Okay, so that is where we're
Yeah.
coming in
So
at.
there's blood splattered all across the walls, the floor. There's a couple of like skeletal remains laying there, and most of it is dry. Some of it seems fresher, but not to the extent of like all of it's fresh, like something just got wrecked. It's clear that all of those adventurers that have gone out ahead of you have not made it back. Why either they were met immediately at the front entrance to this cave, or it was as they continued on, they found out what was in there, tried to leave, and were not allowed to at their demise. So let's see. I don't know how much this I can do. I really dislike this application.
So are we...
D&D Beyond, please finish making your battle maps that I can interact with. I love you guys, and I really want to use this on your platform.
do I recognize? Is there any like insignia on any armor, any coats of arms?
It's just the Feldar Town Watch, and then some random mercenaries types. So you would see like one shield is emblazoned, well, carved in, I guess would be a better term. It's not. It's just wooden shield. Right. It has the carved in. It's just an F for Feldar. So it's a shield with the F kind of like carved into it and stained dark.
Okay.
So.
I smirk at Bryn and pull out the leaves he told me to save for a rainy day and start sprinkling them, making it rain over the bodies.
Okay. So you are here then on the bodies.
Are there actual bodies, like actual
Like
remains? Or
Not like
fresh,
recent remains.
not- yeah.
There's like some fresh blood, but there's skeletons there, and they've been picked dry by some stuff. Yeah. So the skeletal remains, but they have
The
very
body
much
is the body,
decayed.
so, yeah. Making it rain.
All right.
So you guys head in.
Fourth.
Onward.
Perfect. Who's leading?
This is a cave, correct?
Yes.
This is a horrible idea, but since you lack the vision,
I can't see.
I will step forward.
Neither one of you two can see without some form of light.
All right, well, I will take the lead.
I'll have a torch ready.
Perfect. So I assume that's lit now. I was going to say, if you guys walk in here, what you are going to see is Mazakine disappear into black, and then you two are not going to be able to see anything. So lighting the torch and heading on, I will go ahead and reveal up to that area, which should be revealed already, I believe. Map and background. Yeah, so it kind of gives you like the first like entry area there.
Yeah.
And you should be able to see like a couple of path options, like which ways you could go. You could go right or left, or straight ahead.
So if Bryn takes the torch and puts it close enough to his armor, does it like do this nice little like glow off to where it lights up more because it's so shiny?
Sort of. So in a way, it's like it's not like if you were to shine an LED at a mirror or something, but it's since it's a torch, it's that kind of just that flicker of orange just against the actually like the color of that light. Nobody else can see that, but
I know,
about the color of that light just kind of flickers along along the top of the walls.
You look like glowing orange fruit from my village. You put a candle near it and it glows. tradition.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, quite happy. Ooh.
Good.
Ooh. All right. I don't see our token, so we are. I mean, I can see fine 60 feet. So since I am aware that the
So you can see
Dragon Man and
all
Tree
of
Boy
this.
can't see much, I will describe as best as I can with many words what I see. There's a rock here, rock here, rock here, rock in front of us. There's rocks here, here, and here.
Do we hear anything?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Typical cave noises. Our footsteps echoing. Drip, drip.
Okay. We've got some different paths to go down.
Okay, so we are at that intersection now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you not see the characters?
I don't see
You might need to refresh. Because they should be right there after the path kind of splits.
You're the one who can see. You should probably lead the way.
You know what? I'll do what I always do. I pull out my special coin. Oh no, his feathers are too beautiful for a place like this. Besides, he won't talk to me. I have a special coin. I will flip this, and only I can see what it says.
Don't break anything.
I know.
Just worry about that shiny new laptop.
I know, it's just like, oh yeah, away from the laptop. All right, so it lands on red. We will go left.
Okay.
Did you say that out loud?
I did.
I think you mean like red is right, but I don't know.
So as you guys begin to...
Let's just say how her rituals work.
Right. Let's see. I don't know if this is a good one or not.
I've never heard of this before.
I'm not familiar with this name either.
That's not the right sounds.
That was me putting away my coin.
Right.
Sorry. A little rusty on my bag. Sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to install a new
Sorry.
thing real quick because I had a good-ish one, but not quite like really cave. It was more of just like a.
I think I
theme.
have a flask of oil to put on that hinge, maybe, so it
Right,
doesn't creak
yeah.
anymore.
So there are no hinges in here. This is all, like you can tell, it's all very naturally formed. Probably like water may have flown through it at one point. Like it was kind of an underground waterfall, and a network of streams came out of it, and then it would
Like
have
from the
spilled
hillside?
out, like from inside where the cave is, like inside the mountain. It would have come down from higher in the mountain, like snow melting would have seeped down, kind of like how stalactites are formed. Stick tight to the ceiling.
Tights?
Yeah, stalactites.
Yeah, mites are good, yeah.
Tights are to the ceiling because they stick tight. So it's like
lesson
tights
today, kids.
dripping down. Yep. So it'd be kind of like that type of cavern. You can tell that it's very natural. And as you guys,
sorry, is this tunnel system wide enough for possibly what we were tracking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
just wanna make sure we weren't
there's no
wasting
way
our
to
time by just walking in
make
there.
it having you make a roll for that would have made no sense
Okay.
because it's literally like exactly the same
Little
width
late
as the
now,
path
but
was.
yeah.
So it's in here it's
But it
like
doesn't look
slightly smaller looking, but it's the same as it was outside.
Okay.
Each one of these choices that you had were all the same size, which is roughly the size of the path that you were previously on.
Gotcha.
But as you
it would
make your
fill the
turn,
space as we-
yep. As you make your turn, you hear something move.
Do I see something with dark
You
vision?
hear something like sliding
Okay.
across stone. Sounds like leather,
like those bodies
like
earlier.
leather or fabric, or a body being dragged across the floor, or something like that.
Dang, I'm out of leaves.
Yeah, or even almost kind of like the sound of something climbing a tree really quickly, that kind of sound, things that each one of you would all be familiar with, but there's something off about it.
Is it, to me, does it sound like it's coming closer or going away?
It just sounds like it exists.
It's just there.
It's just kind of like you're in a space where everything that happens and everything that you hear or say is just everywhere.
Would this count as an animal?
I don't know, would it?
I'm trying to use my animal handling to intuit the animal's intentions.
So you would be kind of like trying to sense what this thing is intending?
Does it seem hungry? Does it seem like it's trying to distract us?
Go ahead and do an animal handling roll for that, just because I like the flair. Regardless of anything, rule of cool on that because that sounds cool.
15.
15. So you begin to focus, and as you're looking down, the light of the torch kind of glints off of your pendant, and it gives you a little bit of clarity to reach out farther with your mind, and you get the sense that there is definitely something there, and it is interested in figuring you out. Is kind of the general vibe you get. You don't specifically get like, oh, this thing's going to come kill me, or not necessarily. It seems interested in figuring you out. Like it considers you specifically different kind of thing.
Me, specifically.
That's the feeling you get. Like it's almost like a connection of minds.
Scale bros. Scale bros. I think it likes my scales.
They're shiny.
I do like your scales.
And each one of you make just a straight roll for me with a d20. 20?
12.
Okay.
20s tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, tree boy. Jeez.
So
Maybe I need to go hug a tree.
all of you at once hear this, but it comes from inside your heads. It doesn't come from outside. It's not like something speaking through your ears. It's like a voice has come into your head.
Exist.
Yeah, words just exist.
Would we be familiar with telekinesis?
And what you hear is it telekinesis? What you hear is and you two, as soon as you hear it, you just get really cold. You are unaffected.
Question. Is this a language possibly infernal or abysmal?
It is common.
Oh, just common?
It's common, but sounds really weird.
Oh.
Super accent.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's very accented, very sporadic,
So
Coming out of
foreign
something that
voices.
doesn't
and it's
have
coming
chills.
from
Got
your
it.
mind.
Okay.
And the two of you have felt a chill seep into your body.
Okay.
Did you guys hear that too?
Perhaps we should answer.
Wait, can we answer back to him, or are we just kind of like?
I don't know. Can you?
That's.
We'll just have to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it. Come on.
Speak if you will.
What is that?
We're three adventurers come to investigate a disturbance in the nearby forest. Could you make yourself known to us?
I think it already did that.
Are you sure you would like that?
I believe I would. I believe I would.
That's faster than I expected. Okay. I am mildly ill-prepared. I have to pull something up here. Because...
Could be time to leave it at that.
Well, it's.
No.
Oh.
No, you're in it now. You moved too quick. You're in it.
I see. So we're taking turns initiating battle.
It seems this
Touch
way, right?
something.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk to the snake.
Where are you?
I would like to cast spell talk to snake.
Interesting. You could actually speak
actually
in a
do that,
different
yeah.
language to it. That, like, if you were speaking to a snake, then it would be a separate language that the other two wouldn't understand. But while it
We'll save that one.
sounds as you would imagine a talking snake would sound, I'm beginning to realize the hilarity of that. But you don't see it yet. You just hear And you hear the speech each time.
So it's still talking.
But as you have instigated, not yet.
Can we still talk, like, while you're getting set up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, we were able to hear it. Were we able to hear that as well, or was it just...
all three of us.
We all heard that one.
It was in
the head talk.
I like the idea of it not being, but we're going to go with that, because I want you guys to have all been in on that.
Have you been the one eating the children?
Yes, snacks.
So, Tree Boy, do you want to hug this one too? It's been what we're after.
What manner of creature are you?
Sanasa. And you hear it kind of like away from you.
Does that ring any bells?
Is that a name?
Not familiar.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess he's got a shiny ass snack.
Why you? And only you hear this one.
Only me.
Mm-hmm.
If we just think things, does
Oh,
it pick up on
don't-
that? Like, is it?
Okay.
I would just like to think I am Bryn, a protector of this region.
Do the D20 roll for me.
18?
18. You start to feel kind of like a cold sensation rise up your neck, but you just kind of like shake your head and it dissipates. And then you hear the sound again from behind you now. And as you turn around quickly to see it, because it sounded close this time, all three of you heard the sound of it moving. As you turn around, you catch the end of a tail just whipping around the corner.
Okay.
Now he's going to stay where you are.
He's going to lead us on a merry chase.
So the tail just...
stay closer to the entrance than
It went...
farther in.
Right.
Yeah, it went by... Like, not within range of attack, is it?
No.
Okay, so it quickly moved on.
I mean, it was so quick, too. You just, like, caught a glimpse of the tail, like, whip around the corner.
Okay. Let's see. Can we position ourselves where we're not... I mean, I guess we want to move back, right?
At least to that, like, more open area.
Okay,
We
to the more
we
open.
started traveling down that one tunnel.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we're traveling down the top
Yeah.
one. So where are you going to go specifically?
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, I
It'd
think
help
we
if I
should go
don't
back
click
into that main
share.
area.
Yeah, I understand. I
Just
saw where
kinda
you marked
back
that, because that's where we're at right now,
to the
correct?
entrance.
Towards it, yeah.
Or just to that main
Wow.
intersection, or
Yeah.
Clearly, that's where everything else
For
died.
now,
Is
until
that the
we
best
figure out-
prize, please? Yes.
Okay. So at the intersection or back towards the front?
I would like to go
Intersection.
towards... Okay, I say
Well,
if
that's
they're...
not-
I
I'd
mean,
like to go towards where the bodies are.
Bryn is at the intersection.
Okay?
So
Well, I
Mazikine, you're
wouldn't
going
be able
towards
to
the
get there.
body.
Yeah.
You are. You're not in combat right now. You can go wherever you
Yeah.
want to go.
Because it wants snacks. So I'm going to go back to where the
You
bodies
heard
are.
that word. So, okay. So you're back over with the
So-
bodies. And Kalitstrats?
well, I'm not going to just be in the dark. That sounds like a bad idea.
Bryn does have his torch up.
Right, but I'm sticking with whoever's got the light.
Yep.
Um,
So you're going to be within 10
could
feet
I
of him.
attempt to persuade it to speak with us? It seems it's intelligent.
In what manner would you like for it to speak with you? And all of this
Why-
is
why
happening.
Why is it here?
All of
Like,
this
who-
is kind of happening at once, too.
Yeah.
like who brought you here? You know, what's your purpose? That kind of thing.
That's what I was wanting to get at, yeah.
I serve the shadows.
No, that's That's not gonna work.
And as that happens,
That's not gonna work.
Mazikine is walking towards the front of the cave, right where everything has seemingly died. And all three of you could do it, yeah. Make a perception check.
17.
It's gonna be a sweet 6.
10.
Okay. You glance up and see a belly of a snake go over a hole in the cavern ceiling. So directly above you, there's the belly of a snake-like creature over the top of you, and then you notice there's all of these holes everywhere. So the passages that you see direct as paths where someone could walk on them are definitely not the only ways to traverse around this area.
We should.
Is there anything you're going to do about it?
Yeah, we should head back. Do you see these holes?
As you're debating that,
Yeah, I was like, we should head back now.
make a dexterity throw.
Dex throw?
Saving throw.
Oh. That was a 2. Oh. Yeah.
Plus anything?
3.
Total?
Well, yeah, it's my dex.
3
plus
total
one. Yeah,
or
3
5?
total.
Okay.
3 total.
So, out of the
tripped
shadows,
on a
you
rock.
saw nothing. But out of the shadows, the snakehead, massive snakehead, that is just like the size of your torso, just comes down and is going to immediately bite attack at you.
It's a snack.
As you are right there in the front.
Which is now the back.
And should have had to do something else. But that's 14.
Hits.
So you see the snake's head shoot down from the ceiling and its fangs sink into you.
Man, I'm always the first to take it.
And it begins to pick you up.
Okay.
And I'm making up a rule here. I would like for you to have to go swing an attack at it as if it was a reaction because you saw it in advance and then you saw it coming down.
Okay. Natural 1.
Save me, Dragon Man, save me.
So you draw the sword and you're just like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. And you don't even swing the sword yet. The cold just is still seeping through your body. And Maze,
Actual cold.
you feel very cold. Like for you, you feel cold,
Like a
which is why
chill.
it's weird.
Okay.
So,
So it's not literal like temperature related.
it's not. It's an internal cold. Like your heart has become cold in a physical sense.
Okay.
That's completely abnormal to you, because you are very used to the cold. You favor the cold.
Right, yeah.
And so for cold to be an effect on you is why you just can't even swing at this creature because you feel that it's coming from this. And as you look it in the eyes, you're just... And Mazikine disappears into the ceiling. And you guys hear heading back down into the farther into the cave.
How much damage did I take from that?
Oh, sorry, I did not actually even roll that. So
This
you
thing's
would have taken
flirting.
some.
Okay.
And actually, it's a Constitution save as well.
Oh, a con?
So throw that for me.
Ooh, what's my con in?
Shouldn't be too bad. It's not.
9.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. It's not necessarily her intention to immediately just poison you to death. So you're fine on that.
So kind of like a constrictor, like bite and wrap type thing?
Maybe.
It's just flirting.
That's what it sounds like.
Bitten her and taking her down a tunnel.
Yeah. And you actually only take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Into the ceiling.
And I need to
one
mark
back
this
on the ceiling.
off.
Right. I saw it.
Dang, I was going to
And-
throw it at.
Technically, at this moment, each one of you has 10 hit points, don't you?
Yes.
That's super weird. They're all exactly the same. Right. And at this point, I would say definitely Maze should roll initiative.
Okay.
The two of you are still kind of sorting things out. You're not necessarily in combat. You're like half in, which isn't a thing. Again, this is one of those things where it's like it's not a thing in the rules, but it's just a thing. So you're like half into combat, but you're not actually doing anything yet. You're not in an action mode. You're just like, okay, this is about to happen. But you are physically in contact with something.
Yeah. Number 6.
Okay.
Well, at least I can see what it is.
Perfect. So what will you two be doing?
Just took her up into the ceiling.
That's a problem.
Yeah, because after it bit me, I'm like, it's a snack,
like
and
that.
I just.
I can't climb like that.
And you still hear it just.
Do we follow it? Try to keep track?
I mean, we did say she was a bit weird.
Right, but we still have to kill the thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ditch the cleric. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah. Bye.
Sure, we could get another one at the tavern.
We just-
We can find another one of these.
We figured out what was going on.
It's a
Yep,
snake,
we need
guys.
reinforcements. Let's go.
Well, I almost feel like this would be a thing. Does that sound like a thing?
I'm just like,
That would be useful.
Some kind of like
underground. So
battle.
ask the DM.
Well,
the DM is the one
I figured causing a
Makes sense.
tremor in the ceiling.
Sure.
See, I don't know if this sound is going to be right, but we're going to try it.
Sounds like a dragon
Yeah,
beating its wings.
it does sound like that.
Anyway, so I've got Earth Tremor prepared.
Okay.
Can I activate that in the ceiling and try and like open that up, knock it back down?
Yeah.
Check the snack.
Yeah, I don't actually even know what Earth. I haven't never seen Earth Tremor myself, so
Would you like me to read?
cool. I'm going to read it right now as well. So just to verify, yeah. So it's got a dexterity save of 13. You cause a tremor in the ground within range, which would be a range of 10 feet, which would basically be the ceiling here. Each creature other than that area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If the ground in that area is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared. 5-foot diameter.
Basically, the idea is to cause a tremor in the
And then make
ceiling,
it
knock it
and
down,
make it fall down.
All right.
Okay.
back
Cool.
to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
don't have to
I was
roll or
thinking
anything.
about
It's
that.
instantaneous. I just have to roll for
Right here.
Sanasa. And it is a 13, correct? Yeah, dex save 13.
Yeah.
She saves. So you... And the rocks just like right here in a 5-foot area of the ceiling that was previously like just a connection point between two of the holes just falls. And as it happens, you see the back of the snake just kind of come down and then shoot back up into it. So it starts to fall and then she shoots off. And then you hear like she's come down somewhere else farther in.
It's a slippery snack. Yeah, I'm just kind of shouting because I know they can't see, but I know they can hear. So I'm trying to keep hollering out so they know the whereabouts.
Science.
Snacks.
But then, does that give us enough of a clue of where to go?
Forward
Forward.
is the
Yeah, 'cause
direction.
you guys
So
did go
she's
back.
like, hey, but then you
Yeah.
hear, hey, hey,
we-
hey,
did you-
hey, hey,
Echo
hey,
thing.
hey, hey, and then it kind of gets like louder for a
Maybe
second and then
moment.
just fades away.
Let me focus.
Okay.
Grab the amulet.
Mhm.
And I use Divine Sense.
Divine sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is
We can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell. Probably not the case. But this thing does not seem necessarily natural. So I'm seeing if it's a fiend or some type of undead. And if it is, I can sense where it is.
within 60 feet. Let's see how far away she is. As you cast it, and I'm modifying what your spell does, by the way, but it is something in that realm, in a way. And you do get a sense of dark energy ahead of you, down, like if you were to go straight forward and turn right, so not the first right, but the second right, that's the general direction that it went. But right as you sense it, you kind of lean forward trying to hold on to the direction, and it fades away like it got out of range.
Okay. It's that way. General direction.
And start running off.
We go.
Running, huh?
We
Interesting words.
give chase. Do we run? What is well?
Perfect.
Clink, 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 clink.
Ching, 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 ching,
Switch
ching.
my leather and wood plate. Right?
It's
Yeah.
fine.
He's in mail, so he'd more of a
Oh, yeah.
like a little rattle. And here you are.
There's a bunch of coins in my purse. Nothing to see here.
So you run in and you see, and we're just gonna say screw it. I'm tired of hiding everything and reveal pretty much the whole map, just to make life easier. Especially because once you kind of come into this cavern, you notice a strange pool of water at the back end. It's some kind of liquid with blue crystals naturally growing around the back edges, and these strange, like, plants that make no sense being in this kind of cave environment that is otherwise completely barren of any kind of life that's not trying to kill you, or that is not already past. As you step in, you see the huge shape of Sanasa, as it named itself, in the center of the cavern, with just puddles of blood around it, skeletal remains, pieces of armor. There's 3 recently dead bodies, and as you remember from what the drow had told you, there were 3 people that went out directly before you that were confident that they knew the path because they were the first to find the actual padded down areas that were more visible. And so they went up that direction, made it past any kind of hill tribe interactions, and they got in, but were then all 3 recently killed and just left by Sanasa. So they were killed and thrown to the side, not eaten or consumed. And you have Mazakain in the center of her coils, wrapped around her. She is as you can see on screen, a massive, thick, serpentine creature with deep orange eyes and like a row of fangs as opposed to just 2 fangs. She has a full row of fangs in her mouth. And she's dark gray and kind of emits like this weird energy throughout her scales, almost like shadows shifting across her even while she's sitting still. It seems super fucking evil. Like you don't even have to detect it. You're just like, that's bad.
That's an evil thing.
Yeah, that is a very bad thing, and I should probably do something about it.
Oh, I'm going to.
Yeah. So at this point, primarily because of that, I revealed that already. I need to do this. Primarily because of that, I will now need you two to fully roll into initiative as well. Then I need to make a card for her.
Wait. Yeah, 14.
Yeah, I'll just re-roll her. I rolled it earlier, but I didn't write it down when I rolled it. So that's actually the same roll. Cool.
Good way to have a cliffhanger.
Well, you want to go home?
Yes.
You're just scared. Let's
It's
see.
just time to wrap up.
13 and Sanasa. And yeah, weird. Okay, cool. She
If it
is
takes as
there.
long as last time, we're going to be here till 12.
Good. So what did just each one of you roll? We'll just do it this way.
6.
14, 6.
I had a 6.
And you had a 6 still. So you two would be, wow, that's weird. Almost identical. But I like this because it fits narratively as well. So she will be after Kale goes. And I don't think it'll take as long as you think. So we will fight this one out. So as you guys rush in, Kayla Strats, how will you begin this battle?
The snake doesn't show up on our end, by the way.
Doesn't?
No.
It's alright.
That's super weird.
I'm just going to look at the stream.
Right.
Yeah, just do that.
Oh,
It'll
it
be
is
fine.
on the stream. Huh.
Yeah, it'll definitely be there.
So, well, there's nothing I love more than smiting evil. So I pull out the sword. I kind of give a bit of a shout. I just run in.
Okay. And you swing the sword nicely.
Run in, and I just run
Perfect.
in, like nice over arcing, just chop.
Perfect. So roll for attack.
Fail spectacularly. 4, 9, 9, actually.
9 does not hit, unfortunately. So as you come in with her, she does, however, drop Mezakine as her form kind of shifts and she almost phases around you entirely and then comes back into place just right beside it. So
she faced?
not fully phased, but it's like there was some kind of weird shift in her body as that seemed unnatural as she bent around your blade and then reared up.
Okay.
Anything else? You're now right beside Maze.
Slippery.
Okay. And that means now it is her turn.
So, well, can I
If you're not
attempt
going to do
to
anything.
assist her in moving 5 feet away?
Sure, yeah.
Move.
So 5 feet farther away. Okay. So we'll put you 5 feet farther towards the pool. Okay.
Right there. That's a taunt.
Okay.
And is that then the end of yours?
That's all I can do.
Okay.
I moved. I pushed someone. I tried to attack a snake.
Okay. So she rears back in that moment and and shoots towards you with her bite attack. And that is a 10. So that misses. So she shoots towards you, and in like almost the same method, you just like unnaturally kind of bend around and dodge the strike, and she kind of goes wide, shooting around, and now she is on the opposite side of you. And it is Mazakine's turn.
Okay.
Or Bryn. I mean, this would be up to you guys, actually, because you guys are both
You know
6.
what? I'll let him, because I got shoved. I think
Yeah.
he should have a reaction
Okay.
before I do.
Perfect.
Right.
Me?
Yep.
Is there anyone within 5 feet of the snake?
Yes.
What?
Yep. Caleb Strats is.
No, it's in the way.
Well, is he?
How big is
Yeah.
the snake?
Yeah. That's another point because she covers. Like if you're doing what I think you're doing,
Yeah.
she covers enough area to be farther away than 5 feet from him. So because of where her kind of body is just arched around this room, if you were to throw your ice knife into her, you would hit her without hitting anything else if you were to just aim. So,
Good.
yeah,
So that's what I'm going to do.
perfect. And that is a attack roll, right? Plus 5.
That is a 22.
That definitely hits.
So that's a 10 just from the regular damage.
Okay.
And then it needs to succeed on a dex saving throw.
It doesn't have fingers. I think it's dexterity.
That's what I'm hoping that the idea is.
And you said it was 10 straight up?
10 straight up.
Nice.
Max damage on that one.
Boom.
I don't even. I had exactly enough to mark off the things, but I wasn't at her full health yet. Let's see. 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So, and then what else does she have to do? Dexterity on her?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And it's in her lair. 12, so that fails.
Sweet.
She actually failed at it. So as your ice knife hits and impacts, it kind of hinders her movement for a moment, causing 3 extra damage to her.
Cold damage, if that matters.
Cold damage. I want it to matter because the reptilian aspect, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything different. So, is that your turn? Are you going to move anywhere? She is, I mean, as you can see on the stream, she's where she is on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I really need to move anywhere.
Okay. So then that means it is Mazakai's turn.
Okay. Let's see here. I will ask her if I can.
There was your ice spell.
Yeah. Yes. Who do you serve? Do you serve salmon? Okay.
And when you ask her a question, she just right at you.
So she's staring right at me. I'll go ahead and ray of sickness
Okay.
on her. I mean, because she's within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. She's within like 10 feet of you.
All right.
Like her face is within 10 feet of you, looking dead at you.
God. It's always cocked on the 20s. 13.
13 just hits.
Okay. So this is the weird one where I got to roll 2d8,
Okay.
and then she has to roll her.
Oh, that's right. To see if she
seed
could
is
become
poisoned.
poisoned.
He could poison a snake.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
And it's like 3, 6
And what is the
damage.
save?
Yeah. What would that be though? It says on a Constitution saving throw. Would that be my spell modifier? I believe.
I don't recall. It should say on the spell itself. Ray of Sickness, Constitution 11. So she definitely succeeds on that, though.
They don't put it on the cards.
Yeah, it's on here.
Okay.
D&D Beyond.
Yes. All right.
1 click.
So she at least takes 6 damage.
So 6 damage straight up, and then she would have failed, it would have then
would have
been
poisoned her.
Okay, but she succeeded. So
As a cantrip, am I close enough to do touch her?
if you want to take a step forward and
Yes.
touch this 5-foot mouth,
Hey, she bit me. I bite back.
Okay, you could actually do that too. It's just your physical form.
Yes.
So if you were to make contact in any capacity, it would do it. If you were choosing to do it, because at this point you've mastered the ability to decide when it happens.
Okay.
So yeah, you can do that.
Yes, I'll bite it back.
You're actually going to bite her?
Yeah.
Okay.
No biting. It's rude.
Okay.
I bite her back.
Perfect. So roll a d20 for me. I want to see how we do this specifically.
19.
19. So she is mid, like, and you reach up and grab her tongue out of her mouth and bite down on it. And as that happens, the blackness, again, you guys see this just shoots up into Sanasa's mouth, and she goes and reels back, ripping a piece of her tongue off. It now falls to the floor. You can put it back in your mouth if you want, but it's on the floor now. And she rears back. Shadows. And she's just staring at you.
And then I got to. That was only 1, because on 1d6 for the damage 1.
That's so sad. I really wanted it to be more impactful than that. It was emotionally impactful.
I get thrown off by the card. It says I can only 3. But
Yeah. Right. But in D&D Beyond, it's got the proper spell, but with D4.
biting.
So cool. Is that the end?
That would be it. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're back to Caleb Stratz.
I'm a man of simple tastes.
Swing again.
Tell you how this one tastes.
This time.
Batter up. Yep.
I attack
Perfect.
with my shiny sword.
Attack.
All right, nice swing.
Did you give it a buff before you went? With a little.
You clean it, by the fire.
I was doing that last night
Right.
while I was sleeping.
Yeah. Over there rubbing your sword.
Polishing.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, it is 17 plus 5, 22.
That definitely hits.
Excellent. 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Wow. You guys have done a lot of damage, like right out of the gate. That's impressive. So.
Well, I'm blowing all my spell slots, so.
You're right.
That's gonna
So.
peter off a little bit.
Yeah. No, that was like you guys hit hard right out of the gate. So you swing with your sword and it catches the light of the fire, and as it does, your pendant begins to emblazon and you swing down through her. And as you do, you make contact and it gashes open the side of her, and instead of blood, just black fog and shadows come out of her, and she just like she sounds hurt and just in pain and confused at the fact that anyone was able to affect her in this way, and she is just like not having it right now, and she kind of was like glancing about and shadow, like she's calling for something, and it just echoes across throughout the cave. And it is now her turn. She shakes it off, rears back, and she does one of her legendary actions, which means you, sir, need to make a dexterity saving throw, and we'll see location-wise where she's at to see you for sure. And nobody's behind you, so the rest of you should feel very lucky. So,
Just me.
Yep. So just specifically you.
How does 9 sound?
You have no bonuses to dexterity?
A giant
I'm really wishing you would. Okay,
I'm a
perfect.
big buff man.
Well, you never know.
With scales.
Could have built it weird. Okay, so she releases a purplish liquid from beneath her tongue, and it shoots forward in a cone of energy, spreading out 30 feet in front of her and just fully enveloping you. And as it hits you, you feel your sword drop to your side, and you fall to your knees, and you can't move. You're paralyzed.
Bitter tongue harder. Rip it out.
However, it does no extra damage. It just paralyzes.
Got a lot of luck in these battles so far.
Yeah, which is actually the way I have it written. So I'm thinking about changing that to make it do damage and paralyze, but that would be a more advanced version of Sanasa. So the way I have it written, because Sanasa is something I created, the way I have it written is that it just paralyzes the individual until something happens.
Until next time.
So, Bryn.
Is that gash pretty good size?
Yeah, like it was
really shiny.
I mean, it really opened up.
I got her.
Would like to go up and shove my torch into it.
Interesting. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, go and do that. Make an attack roll just to see if she doesn't get out of the way or something. But yeah, hell yeah.
No.
Well, the die is a 13. I don't know what
The die is a 13. Her armor class is 13, so we're gonna say that hits. And that is I forget the rules for improvised weapon, but I wonder if I can type it. I want to say, I want to say that's it, but
what did it be? Oh no, I just say
it's. I'm just actually going to look it up full on.
It says look at
weapons,
descriptions of abilities, weapons, chapter 7 for inspiration.
You said chapter 7. It'd be easier to just look at the real book.
Well, D&D Beyond.
Right.
Just,
See, D&D Beyond's great, but if you don't know what you're looking for or how to look for it, it's chapters 4. You said it's Player's Handbook, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just clicked on improvise and actions in combat.
Yeah. Are you proficient with torch?
He is proficient with stick.
Actually, yeah, I kind of lean towards that. Actually, yeah. Unless Captain Saruman or yourself figures anything else out, I'm going to say because I'm not seeing anything right in here. Yeah, I don't see anything right in that specific chapter, so
All right, an object that bears no resemblance to a weapon deals 1d4 damage.
I was going to say, I'm going to say 1d4.
The D
and I just
assigns a damage type
lick to the
appropriate
microphone.
to the
so
object.
Does the fire give it
so roll 2d4.
2d4?
Just because you're going crazy here, and I really like the style.
Turns out if you type in improvise in D&D Beyond, it pulls up
In the actual
everything.
search thing?
Yeah, in the actual search thing.
6. Interesting. Perfect. And, okay, she is hurt. Very hurt. And as you come up and just jam this torch that's burning and flickering into the side of this wound, it sizzles and goes out. And she just flails like a crocodile in the river kind of scenario where she's just flailing all around and just like kind of lumbers away from you and like lashes out and like pushes you with the tail, not actually hitting you, like whipping you, but just like brushing you away and kind of just flailing off. And there is now no light to anybody who cannot see in the dark. At this exact moment, it'd be an action to light a torch. So.
I say, could I somehow use a reaction to Druid craft it back on, or I've used all my actions.
Druidcraft is a cantrip, so you can just like at your next turn you can just be like,
Okay.
yeah, because it's an at-will cantrip. So on your next one you could do that. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So now we are on Mace, and you can see, which
Mace.
really worked out well, I guess.
Just he's screwed when it comes to his turn.
Right.
Okay.
And he can't move anyways. So.
Oh. I don't know, can I... So I was wondering if I can... I don't know if healing would actually remove paralysis, because it doesn't say that.
You hear a voice in the back of your head, Mazakeen. Kill it.
I shall.
And you feel like an energy surge up inside of you.
I get the smell, not that they can see. Clutch my necklace. And I will do, let's see, how do I want to do this? More like, sorry, I'm trying to figure out which ones I haven't done yet, because I got it marked here. Because I've already done Ray of Sickness. So it'll just start off.
I would say you have your everything. Your cantrip's still there.
Yeah, but I want
sure.
to do some move and then follow it up with the cantrip.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would have to move a little bit to get to her gal anyways, because she's going to be just out of your range.
Throwing dagger?
You could do that, yeah.
Okay.
If you wanted to. I mean, like, just out of your range in the sense of, like you can't immediately reach over and touch her.
Okay, yeah, then I'll move up to
move,
her to do that. Instead of just throwing it, I will stab her with it.
Okay. So roll for that.
Pokey the snake. 19?
That definitely hits.
Yeah, I was just saying because I didn't roll dagger damage.
Dagger damage?
No, not for me. I'm not a rogue.
You have to have a specific feat for it.
Okay, so 1d4 plus. There it is. 4 plus 1, so 5 with the dagger.
Okay, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You stick the dagger in, and she stops moving for a second, but then kind of comes back. And since you can see this, you see a shadow kind of pull from the wall into her, right as you stab her. And she kind of comes back just a little bit, and then.
So this wound, is there anything that I can see close enough to it, like a heart that
Darkness.
I could reach in and grab with my touch?
I mean, the spot on her that I was imagining it being was kind of upper, so you could reach in and reach for an organ.
Yes.
Make a medicine check on that, and we'll see if you actually can reach in and know where it is.
Okay.
Kind of be more survival probably, but
see,
either way.
15.
I think it's good for you.
18.
18. You feel like you have grasped something. You feel a bit of a pulse in it as you grab a hold of it.
Because I am using my touch on her.
Okay, and roll for that.
Okay, another 20. Suck if I miss with it though.
Right?
Crit 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
It does light up, yes.
Which, ironically, you don't actually have to roll for that because it's a cantrip.
well, I just
but
wanted
that's
to. We
awesome
saw
that
the
you did it
shiny-
on the 20 and it lit up and everything. That's
shiny.
amazing. Sweet. Just roll your damage
Yeah,
there.
roll for damage. 4. Oh, and I heal.
That'll do it.
And that will heal me.
And that is, yeah, that's all of them. I'm not even counting that. I marked all the circles I drew off, so
She's dead.
as you reach in and grasp onto this beating heart, you focus your energy in, following the command you had heard in the back of your mind, that familiar voice, and you send forth the energy into this creature and pull out the last bit of life force into yourself, healing back up from the wound that she inflicted upon you. As she falls, dust comes up around her. The dust raises into the sky, and her whole body starts writhing in blackness, not moving around like a creature, but turning to shadow, fading into the air. And there's nothing left except the mark of where she had fallen.
Gotcha. Do my con save?
Yes.
Okay. 5. Yeah.
So you feel this pain in your head right behind your temples. And as it grows in each spot, you feel as if your skull is splitting and something is stabbing into the top of your head. And out of the top of your head, 2 small horns. Very, very small, the length of fingernails, just protrude through. And you can feel that they are bone in nature, horn of some kind. You throw your hood up quickly.
And I'm just going, no.
And you begin to just kind of try to gather yourself.
That's my turn.
And that is where we're going to pick up next week. So there we are.
Still paralyzed.
You're still paralyzed?
Paralyzed, yep.
Still paralyzed.
You're fine?
I'm blind.
Just
You're paralyzed. You can't
We're
see a
doing
damn
great,
thing.
guys. Really,
and
really good.
You're in a lot of pain.
He's got horns.
I did,
Yep.
not that you can see.
Not that you can see yet, but that you, as a player, know are there.
Yes.
So yeah, that was awesome. I really liked the way that ended up going. That was super cool. So, with that, this episode will be up on YouTube on Friday. It shouldn't be difficult to make it actually work this week. And thank you guys, every single one of you that was hanging out here watching this evening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Congratulations, Jason.
Yes. Let's see.